Alrighty, we are live. Apparently, debate number 9. I'm Ice White, creator of the game Global. I'll be acting as moderator and hosting this debate between Mike Pickup Alpha and Mr. Locario. I might come in at certain times to realign the conversation, or if it becomes necessary for one person to make a point without being interrupted too much. I got a weird debate competition for this. Whoever sends in the best photo of themselves eating popcorn to this debate will win a prize. I haven't quite decided what the prize is, but we'll figure that out. Your face needs to be visible as well as the debate on a screen. Send it to Ice White Official on Telegram. I'll put the link in the chat to enter. I'll be reading out super chats $5 USD or more, potentially increasing according to demand. So check the pinned message in the chat for that. Can you guys briefly state what you're arguing in favor of today? You might not know each other well, but I believe that this was going to be over things like screening, handling objections, and gaming women for more than 5 minutes. Who wants to go first?
Okay, yeah. Well, first of all, Ice White, appreciate you for doing this as usual. It's funny because I was like, my girl just texted me. She was like, "Yo, did he say rush hour? Because you the black guy and he's the Asian dude." Like, I was like, "What?" I didn't even realize that's. Like, I was like, "This dude, Ice White, got jokes." But anyway, yeah, man, I'm just, talking about the game, man. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about, guys figuring out themselves, understanding exactly what they want, and going after that and making that happen in their lives. That's pretty much it.
All right.
So I'm going to be my name is Mike. Thanks, Ice, for having me. I'm going to be a proponent of plowing, taking a little bit longer, having longer conversations, and really trying to test the boundaries of your verbal abilities and really focus on growth and long-term skill set development, and not just looking for girls that are potentially DTF in the club.
Alrighty, just to clarify for those watching, Mike, Pickup Alpha doesn't really have a YouTube channel anymore, unless you
Well, I
recently
do.
started
It's
one.
I just started one, but yeah, keeping it
Just
secret.
Keep it secret. Keep it
let
secret.
let
He
it simmer,
wasn't
let it
canceled.
grow.
This is a different person. He was not canceled before. Anyway, yeah, Rush Hour, we're Black and East today. Wiz Khalifa said black and yellow. Now that the jokes are out the way, but yeah, whatever. We're just gonna have fun. You guys want to take it from here and where you want to go first?
Yeah, Pickup Alpha could go first. So I'll just
Okay, so I've been teaching since 2013. So been in Vegas. Obviously, a lot of DTF girls, a lot of girls. I mean, there's probably 2,000 girls in the club. You can screen as much as you want. Obviously, we've pulled thousands of times with clients. But most people just, if you look at most beginners, most clients, most students, they run out of things to say, right? Usually they go in, they stress out about the opener, and then they're going in for maybe a 2-minute conversation. They run out of things to say, and then they just go for the close and then they bounce, okay? And which is fine, but you notice a pattern is that people tend to repeat themselves over and over again, right? Like it's just like lifting weights. If you don't constantly add the resistance, if you don't constantly like try to push for new PRs, that's all you're going to be good at. You're going to be good. You're going to be like a one-trick pony. You're going to be doing the same thing over and over again. People are really bad at like tweaking and modifying their game. I've seen guys have been going out for 5 years and they're still running the same thing, right? It's like if you're playing a video game, all you know how to do is like a 4-pull Zergling rush, right? You don't really have the totality of all the tools in your arsenal. So I think, if you look at the long-term goals, why are we even in this in the first place? Become a better conversationalist, being able to cold read different types of girls, right? If you're talking to a girl for 5 minutes, how much do you really know about a girl? You don't know her background. You don't know what kind of guys she hangs out with, what she studies, long-term compatibility, hobbies. 5 minutes, there's maybe like 20 sentences being exchanged, right? And don't get me wrong, like I pull girls in less than 2 minutes. you know, from the lobby of a casino to like them just about to bounce. But that's just a very small tail end of the spectrum. Most respectable women aren't going to be pulled in the first 5 minutes. I mean, that's just statistics. Like if you talk to 100 girls, you're not going to pull 90% of them within 5 minutes. So if you really want quality, you really want to expand on your potential. If you want a girl that's ultimately girlfriend material, you're going to have to plow, and you're going to have to, you know, potentially participate in longer conversations. And also, especially when you're in a club, things don't really sort itself out right away. Like a girl can be into you, a girl can be DTF, but let's say you met her at 11 p.m., right? She just got there. There's no way in hell she's going to leave the club, right? So if your capabilities, I'm only capable of talking for 5 minutes, you're kind of screwed. Like you're not going to pull her. She's not going to be like, you know what? I just got here. I haven't seen the DJ. I haven't had a drink, but let me just go. I'm just going to go home with you, right? So I think, in my opinion, most dating coaches, and I'm sure Mr. Locario is capable of having longer conversations. This is more of like a personal preference. He chooses to screen, right? And I think once you have the skill set, you can do whatever you want, right? It's like when you have money, you want to dump some, you know, if you have 8-9 figs, you want to throw a couple thousand in meme coins, that's cool. If you're like a broke ass dude, maybe don't put all your net worth in meme coins. It's the same thing with game. Is like once you're proficient at it, once you've understand the rules, once you explored all the possibilities, once you can plow like 3, 4, 5 hours, and you want to, you know, just let's say you're in a pool party, you got a 6-pack, girls are giving you the eye. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be plowing 3 hours, right? So a lot of this is like once you're good and you have all the tools, and based on the dynamics of the club, how much volume, what is the buying temperature of the girls in the club? Yeah, if you want to decide you want to, you know, have an easy night, you could do that. But I would say don't start like that. Like if you're a fucking 2 out of 10, don't just be talking to girls for 1 minute expecting you're gonna get anywhere. It's just not reality. So I don't want to take too long. That's it's kind of my initial thoughts here in terms of starting out and over screening.
Okay, so what I would say about that is is just in general, and I talk about this like all the time, where I say that, you know, women are going to have 3 types of levels of interest in you if they have interest in you at all, right? And that's high interest, medium interest, and low interest, right? So any woman you talk to, it's either one of those 3, or they have no interest. But no interest is just they have no interest in you. They don't even care that you exist. They'll just walk away. They don't want anything to do with you. So what happens is most guys, what they do is they'll be talking to a woman who has medium interest in them, right? And they're trying to wear the woman down, which means take more time to interact with her in order to get that particular woman. You see what I'm saying? So now what I try to teach guys is I say, hey, you know, there are women who have high interest in you. Instead of wasting time with women who have medium interest in you, instead of wasting time dealing with women who have low interest in you, what you should do is that you should see if the woman has high interest in you. When women have high interest in you, what they do is they cooperate. They cooperate off rip, right? So let's say, for example, I meet a girl, her name is Tiffany. We're at the bar or whatever, right? And I'm talking to Tiffany, and she has medium interest in me, which means she's not fully cooperating with me. You understand? She's giving me shit tests. I know you guys like to talk about shit tests, whatever. She's giving me the shit test. She's doing all this other stuff. So I'm talking to her, trying to wear her down, talk to her. So I'm talking to Tiffany for an hour, right? Now, let's say Tiffany's telling me, oh, you know, I'm not that type of girl. You got to get to know me, so forth and so on, right? Now, I hear all of that, and I'm like, all right, cool, let me get your number or whatever. And I leave. Now, Mike comes into place, and he talks to Tiffany right after me. And within 3 minutes, Tiffany is all about Mike, right? So it's not that Tiffany is a particular type of girl that takes it slow. She just had medium interest in me and high interest in Mike. So why am I wasting my time talking to Tiffany for an hour when I can just find another woman who has high interest in me, just like Tiffany has high interest in Mike? You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times guys are wasting their time talking to women who have medium to low interest and then trying to convince these women to be into them. And then you're wasting time with that woman when you could have actually found a woman who had higher interest in you and just dealt with that woman. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is that women act differently towards different guys. So it'd be one thing if all women were the same way to every guy. Like if that woman Tiffany says to all guys, I never sleep with guys on the first date. To all guys, they have to all get to know me. For all, like if women thought that way, that'd be a different story. But women are not like that. Women are sexually duplicitous. So a woman is going to, in one guy, want to sleep with him within the first 5 minutes of talking to him. The other guy has to spend hours, days, weeks, take her out on dates, do all this other extra stuff for that woman. So what I tell guys is find the women who actually cooperate off rip versus trying to convince the woman who don't really want you to want you. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, does Ice want to moderate? I think he froze up a little bit.
My Ice is always.
What's he going? Is he in Japan right now?
Ice is always somewhere else. I don't even know what to,
I need
he needs to refresh.
Let's wait till he comes back.
He needs to refresh.
Technical difficulty. But where are you based in, by the way?
I'm in Brooklyn, in New York. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, very cool.
Yeah, where are you at?
I'm in Bangkok right now. I'm going back to Vegas into April.
Okay, cool.
You know what's funny? I was in China a couple months back, and my wing was black, and he spoke perfect Mandarin. So we were risen in Mandarin in Shanghai. That was kind of a unique experience. I think the girls didn't know what to expect. All right, we got
Ice fight back. Okay, we got Ice.
I disappeared. Yeah,
so Ice, you gotta ask us some questions, man. You know what I'm saying?
What the fuck is going on with my computer? It's tripping the fuck out. I'm not even doing anything. It's just like the camera just fucking glitched and then crashed the whole thing. Anyway, yeah, beautiful stuff so far. Sorry, I've been having these computer issues, so I haven't been keeping up completely. But screening you covered. Did you want to go through objection handling? Like there's for example, and this isn't the first debate Mr. Locario has had. He previously debated Marcus Wolf and Ablaze Mysteries Wingman, and perhaps several others too. And there has been, I think Marcus came up with this, the metaphor of pickup being like sales. If you, which is a pretty obvious metaphor that people have used for years. If you're selling a car, if you're interacting with a woman, there are objections to be handled, let's say, and solutions to whatever can be done. So is there anything, what are your thoughts on that, Mr. Locario, if you haven't covered it already?
On handling objections?
Yeah.
So basically what I do is when a woman is objecting, I don't give her any more time. I sort of renege the situation. So for example, let's say, I'm talking to a woman or whatever, and she's kind of like being, uncooperative, right? So either one of two things, I'm just going to end the conversation and walk to another woman, or I might be in a situation where, I'm trying to close the deal or make something happen with her, and she might object to how that's happening, and then I'll basically walk away. So meaning, like, let's say I tell a girl, hey, take your phone out and put my number in it. And then she tells me, no, you take your phone out and take my number, right? And then I'll say, listen, you have a nice night. And then I'll walk away. Or I say, listen, I'm going to be in the club. When you're ready to put my number in your phone, come over to me and I'll give you the number. You see what I'm saying? So basically, she has to follow what I'm saying at all times. I don't do anything that she's saying. You see what I mean? If she's requesting something, or if she's trying to, do something to get power in the situation, I don't deal with her. You see what I'm saying? So either she's cooperating with me fully 100%, right, about what I'm doing, or I don't really fuck with her. You understand what I'm saying? So that's basically how I handle those situations.
I want to respond to some of the earlier comments. So I definitely agree with everything Mr. Locario said. earlier. So I think it's just the angle that we're looking at it, right? So for sure, absolutely. I could tell right away if the girl's low, medium, or high interest, right? But the thing is, that is gaming as if it's about the girl in front of you. At the end of the day, we're going to be talking to thousands of women over the next X amount of months, right? If you look at your dating goal, right, between now and your future serious girlfriend or your future wife stands thousands of women, let's say 5,000 women, right? And you're trying to collect the skill set to become the type of guy that attracts your final wife or whatever, right? If each set, you should be learning something. You should be improving your cold reads, because if you don't learn anything between each interaction, I've seen guys who've been in the game for 10 years, all they do is spam approach and their game hasn't improved. Like back in the day when RSD had like their fucking summits in Vegas and they had like 200 guys in the club, and these guys did exactly that, right? They spam approached. Ice, you still there or no?
Oh no, he's still there. You just got it on mute, I think.
Okay, cool. So back in the day, these guys would spam approach like 100 women, and sure, they would get, some of them would get lucky, they would get laid, but these are like extremely drunk or DTF women, right? So I think it's important where you're talking to the girl, like you understand their background, right? Let's say you're talking to a Chinese girl, you should know some cities in China. You should know how to say a couple words. That's going to increase your hook rate, right? If you're like, okay, are you down in 5 minutes? No, bye. Then the next Chinese girl you're going to talk to, you're not going to have as good of material. So it's not about the girl in front of you. It's about what have you accumulated? What have you learned for the next set? Dating, doing pickup, whatever. It's a goal of iterations, right? It's kind of like you're playing a video game. You got to level up per individual interaction. So yeah, whether or not, to be honest, you get laid, your dick's happy for like 5 minutes, but like, did you actually learn anything? Right? So I think we got to look at it in terms of long-term planning. Are we getting better over time? And then I would say another thing, right? You look at the average time it takes for a student to talk to a girl. For a guy to pull a girl, the average, I would say, like 100 pulls, the average student would be in set for about 45 minutes. A lot of times, you just absolutely cannot tell if a girl is DTF in the first five. Like, they don't show it in their face. Like, you just can't. Like, most girls in the club aren't going to show their hands right away. So, it's, some girl, especially if they're sober or like, if they're Asian girls, if they're Latina, okay, sure. Like they're like really physical with you right away. You kind of have a hit. A lot of girls are compliant. What that means is they will do what you tell them over time, but they're not going to show right away like, oh, I am sexually into you. A lot of Asian girls or whatnot, they'll just fucking stare at you with a blank face. And a lot of beginners would be like, okay, she's not interested. But if you actually keep talking and then you like build compliance, 30 minutes later, you're like, oh shit, she's like going to she's going to the dance floor with me. She's going over here with me. Windows of opportunity, a lot of times don't open up until like the 30, 40-minute mark, right? Especially when you're out in the club and you got to deal with friends. There's that whole aspect. You might have to grind it out until like she's seen at least 5 songs from the DJ, or it's her friend's birthday party. She's going to feel like a bad friend if her friend doesn't, if she doesn't interact with her friend for a while. At least she doesn't seem like a good person, So yeah, it's just almost impossible. Like even I can't just screen for girls that are DTF in 5 minutes. I gotta like, okay, let me try to isolate her.
Why not? Why can't you? Why can't you find that out?
Because it's too early. You just don't have enough information, right? You don't know the logistics.
So what information do you need to know?
Well, if you meet her at like midnight, right? Mm-hmm. You don't know if she's going to go home with you, right? Most girls aren't trying to get laid at the club. Most girls are trying to, or at least in Vegas, but even Vegas is a pretty sexualized environment. Most girls are just going to the club to have fun with their friends. So pulling is a small minority. Right? Most girls are not going to tell you they're down right away. So
I think the issue is this, because I heard you say, you know, what are the guys learning? And I agree that guys need to like learn certain things, but they need to learn, the most important thing is to learn about themselves. So I keep hearing learning, but it's correlated to like the woman. You feel what I'm saying? So like, you're like, well, if this Chinese girl, like if I'm talking to a Chinese girl, I don't need to learn shit about the Chinese girl. I don't give a shit about her like that. You understand what I'm saying? The only time I give
you do.
No, I don't.
You do, because with Asian girls, you need to build comfort, and that means familiarity. If you spoke Chinese, your hook rate, your open rate with Chinese girls is going to be significantly higher.
But this is what I'm saying.
That makes sense?
But this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I don't need to know her, because all I'm doing is I'm seeing how she responds to me. That's it. So what I'm saying is, and this is what I'm talking about, because you're saying, well, I can't know if the girl's down to fuck within 5 minutes.
Well, let me ask you this: if you go to Colombia, you speak Spanish, do you think you're going to do better than a guy that doesn't speak Spanish?
You said if I speak Spanish, am I going to do better?
If you go to Colombia, you speak fluent Spanish, are you going to pull same game, same level of game? Are you going to pull with a higher success rate than just a gringo that doesn't speak any Spanish? Of course.
Well, if he doesn't speak any Spanish, but his game is tighter, then he's going to pull more than the guy who speaks Spanish. So that's what I'm saying.
Same level of skill.
Right.
You have a clone. The clone version of you speaks perfect Spanish.
It will be the same.
And you who don't, it won't be the same. It absolutely will not be the same. If you spoke perfect, think about it, dude. A big percentage of game is verbal.
Right, but this is what I'm trying to say to you. So what I'm saying is, because you said that you are not able to figure out if the girl's down to fuck. And what I'm saying is that you can, by having a conversation and interaction that's sexual as quick as possible. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, if I walk up to a woman and I go up to her and I say, hey, what's up? How you doing? My name is Locario. What's your name? Tiffany. Tiffany, nice to meet you. Listen, I came over here because I thought you sexy as fuck.
Okay.
And I want to take you back to my place tonight and do some nasty things to your body. Now, once I say that, she might smile, she might look disgusted, or she might laugh. She might all the things. She's gonna give me a response. So the response, based on what she's saying or doing, is gonna let me know, is she actually down to fuck, if she's going in that direction or not. So what I'm saying is that most guys,
of course, you go direct. She'll tell you,
that's what I'm saying.
But so that's gonna lower your success rate, though.
How is that lowering your success rate?
Because you don't have time. Like you said, she has to make that decision right then and there, right? She'd have to be really fucking DTF. To say that. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
But but here's the thing, like, you have an archetype where some girls will just want to go home with the BBC, and it works for you, bro. We're talking about regular ass students who haven't gotten laid in months. It don't work with a regular ass dude. You're like, black guys, girls are either really down or they're not about that, right? And so if you want to take a small percentage, that's fine, right? If you want to talk to 100 girls and you want to get like 2% that are like that, that's cool. But if you want to expand it to like 20%, 30%, then you're gonna have to spend a little bit more game.
So, but what is that thing that makes them like, okay, so let's say me and you are out, right? And we're talking, and there's two unattractive women talking to us right now. They walked up to us and just started talking to us. We're thinking in our mind, I'm never sleeping with these women. They'll never get my dick. So is there something they can do to get your dick now? Can they talk their way into your pants?
For me, no, but in a large enough sample, listen, if you go to China, you go to like Asian countries, you do that direct shit, you're gonna have a 0% hook. You're gonna have zero. No girl will say yes to that.
But this is my point.
I'm serious.
But that's my point. What I'm trying to say. My point is, the same way you were that woman that you're not attracted to, she can't talk her way into your pants. What I'm saying is, how is talking these guys, how are they talking their way into the woman's pants?
Because I have like thousands of student polls locked in. Most of them aren't 5 minutes. Most of them are like 30, 40, 50 minutes. So I have the data, right? The amount of guys who pull it under like 5-10 minutes, that's less than like 2%. 80% of the polls are longer than 40 minutes. It's the way it is.
No, I agree with you, but that's because they're wearing the women down. That's what I'm saying. They're dealing with.
But look, if they could have pulled in 2 minutes, they fucking would have.
But they could
if girls are
girls.
We've done that, dude. If you get like a short balding Indian guy going direct, they're just gonna get banned by the club security, bro.
So let me ask you a question. What makes you say this woman, I'm gonna spend, half an hour, 45 minutes talking to her versus less time or less, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not.
A lot of girls will fuck a guy because he's the last man standing. You just gotta pass and you gotta be good enough, but you gotta be the last man standing.
No,
that means you gotta be what?
No, I'm asking about what is it about the particular girl? Meaning, because you're saying you gotta talk to for maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What is it about her that makes it to where you need to do that specifically for this woman versus another woman that you don't need to do that for?
Yeah, but okay, sure. Yeah, some girls are easier. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm asking.
Some girls you have to put okay.
Saying, what's the difference?
It's not. But listen, bro. It's not like these girls have a fucking light, like a LED on their sign that says "I'm down in 5 minutes." Right? Mm-hmm. They're not gonna tell you they're down a meter. But yeah, from your penis standpoint, it's the same. From your growth standpoint, for your brain standpoint, talking longer makes you a more of a dynamic, multifaceted person.
But
that makes sense.
But what's the difference between talking to, let's say, one girl, right, for say about 10, 15, 20, 20. Let's say talking to one girl for 25 minutes versus 5 girls for 5 minutes each. What's the difference?
Sure. When you reset, you're kind of saying the same thing over and over again, right? It's like, what's the difference between running a marathon and running 1 mile 26 times? One is you have more endurance, you have more materials, you have more depth, right? Because when you're talking to the same girl for 25 minutes, you can't be using the same material, right? And also, what happens if you date a girl? If you talk to 1,000 women, mm-hmm. in every 1,000 iterations, just the first 5 minutes, mm-hmm. I mean, if that's all you know, it's like, hello, I'm Mr. BBC, I want to do the nasty to you. All right, well, okay, what happens when you take her on the second date? What are you gonna say? I'm gonna do nasty part 2, and then the third date, part 3. I mean, she's gonna be like, yo, this dude is like whack.
No, this is what you're not getting. This is what I'm saying. Like, what I'm saying is, again, you guys are focusing too much on the woman. So what I'm saying is everything.
It is about the woman. You're gaming the girl. So your game has to differ between.
It doesn't. The game is not about women. Okay, let me ask you. You ever went to McDonald's?
Yes.
Do they change the menu based on who comes in, or is the menu the same?
They split test the hell out of it. They spend billions of dollars testing out their menu. When you go to China, listen, hold on. When they go to China, they have Chinese variants of McDonald's. When you go to India, they got curry version of McDonald's. You betcha they're spending billions of dollars iterating their McDonald's food.
Right. What I'm saying is that it's essentially the same thing. It's the same type of food, and they package it the same way all the time, and they give it to everybody.
That has been refined over decades, and they know. They literally probably know how many molecules of fucking whatever extract that enhances the taste. You know, like ketchup has been they've done science on ketchup and why it's so addicting. It literally does like umami flavor. It has vinegar. It has sweet. It has like 4 different flavors. That's why it tastes so good. It's not like, let me just mix up some shit.
So let me ask it a different way. Can you go to McDonald's and get a Whopper?
Well, then you'd go to Burger King.
Exactly. That's my point. So what I'm saying is that McDonald's is never going to be like, somebody's going to say, hey, let me get a Whopper. And they're not going to be like, let me make a Whopper.
So
I'm going to tell you.
Do you run the same game with a Brazilian girl versus a wholesome, like, Japanese girl?
Yeah, I talk because every woman the same.
They're not the same. Their DNA is different. Their culture is different. The language is different. They're not the same, dude.
But that's
if I run Japanese game in Brazil, they're gonna think I'm a beta ass cuck. And if I go to Japan and I game girls like they're Brazilian, I'm gonna get deported. is very much different. All girls are different because if you game the same to all women, you're like it's like you're an autistic robot, dude.
No, but this is what I'm trying to get.
Women.
This is what I'm trying to get you
Okay.
to see. You're changing yourself based on the women. I'm saying the women have to change based on me. That's what you're not getting. So in any situation,
but that's not the reality, dude. That's saying the world
it,
needs to change for me because I'm so
is,
special.
No, it is the reality. Because what I'm saying to you is, in any situation, somebody has to submit to somebody else. So what I'm saying is, if you're in a situation with a woman, right, and you're changing for her, you're submitting to her. If she's changing for me, she's submitting to me.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that you changing for the woman is you essentially submitting to women. So you say, well, this girl's like this, and I feel like this girl's like this, so I'm going to do this with this girl, and I'm going to do that with that girl. So you don't have an actual masculine identity. Shout out to Miles Cunningham. You're not grounded in your stuff. You're not grounded in this is how Mike does it, and that's it. And they have to bend to your will. Why are you bending to their will?
I'm not changing my core values. I'm just changing the speed I'm going.
But you said that there's a different way you would go at a Brazilian chick versus some wholesome girl.
Absolutely. It just works better.
So
I mean, look, so if you want to take a hit on success and you just want to like force it, okay. But it ain't gonna, dude, you're asking a girl who's like, their traditions have been passed down for thousands of years, and then they see a black guy, and then all of a sudden they just turn hip hop and they look like a black girl from New York. Like, what the fuck, dude? How's that? That's not. You got to be grounded in reality, man.
Oh my god!
They've lived it a certain way for, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you game an Asian girl, you cannot run this New York fucking like style game, whatever it is that you do. Like, how many countries have you gamed in?
I've been to a lot of different countries. It's all the same shit.
Name them.
I've been to Canada. I've been to Jamaica. I've been to Brazil. You know what I'm saying?
Canada, Jamaica, Brazil. It's all like Jamaica, Brazil, identical. But okay, Canada and New York, very similar.
What about the women who come to America from other places? And I do the same thing to those women, and it's the same outcome. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is somebody's going to submit. Let it be the woman. And what I'm saying is that a lot of times, like, for example, I hear a lot of pickup artists say, pass her shit test. So if a woman shit tests you, that means you're trying to pass her test. If you're trying to pass her test, that means you're submitting to her program. You're doing what she wants you to do.
Okay. So you're just saying do what you want to do. And
no, I'm saying be a leader and have a program and only deal with women who follow your program. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. What if you're a guy? What if you're a student and you do that and like no girl responds to you? Then what do you do?
No, there's going to be girls that respond to you because you're going to find the women who follow your program. That's what I'm saying. But first, the guy has to have a program. So you got to teach him how to figure out who he is, what he wants, and how he wants it, and then deal with it that way.
You ever work with a 5'3" bald Indian guy?
Yeah, I worked with all types of guys. I worked with guys who were 6'9". I worked with guys who are dwarfs, all that stuff. I worked with all types of dudes.
Okay, so when a 5'3" bald Indian guy goes up to a girl and says, "I want to do the nasty dude," what happens? How many girls say yes to that?
Depends. If he finds the girls that actually are attracted to him, then he can.
Let's say he talks to 20 girls. How many will respond DTF in 5 minutes?
He only needs one.
I know, but how many out of 20? He only needs one, but it could be 0.
All right,
but it could be 0.
But it could then if it's 0, talk to 20 more. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is,
okay, what if you blow out the whole club? Then what do you do?
Go to another club. That's what I'm saying. Like, the world is big. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, this is what I'm saying. The thought is, y'all want to stick in because of scarcity. The mindset should be abundance. If there's an abundance of women on earth, why would I waste time with this woman who's giving me shit tests, who's wasting my time, who's being disrespectful? Why? Because she's hot? Because she looks good? I can find another hot girl that's going to show me cooperation. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why y'all love to chase the women who clearly show y'all that they don't like y'all. I never understood that.
Yeah, those are the girls I'm pursuing. Like, seriously pursuing. It's just practice. It's just practice in the club. Like, I don't really, none of those girls really matter. But I love to just plow to the end, man. I'll talk to a girl that doesn't like me, and I try to stay in for like 2 fucking hours.
But why?
There's nothing more challenge because that's the epitome of game.
No, it's not.
Taking a girl that's no. It's like, oh, I called my ex-girlfriend. She came over and we banged. I mean, okay, well,
But see, that's the thing. But that's the thing. A lot of guys think game is trying to convince a woman that don't really like them to fuck them or deal with them. That's not game. That's chasing. Because this is the thing. If you're chasing a woman or dealing with a woman who is clearly showing you she's not really that interested, right? Then what you're essentially saying is you're agreeing with her that you're not the guy. You're agreeing with her that you're unattractive. Because if you were attractive, you wouldn't have to do all that.
I think game is ultimately getting what you want.
Right, but that's what
you got her, that's game.
Right, so do you want a woman who doesn't want you?
I want the skill to get the woman who doesn't want me. I don't want her. I fuck her, and then I'm probably not going to date that girl.
Oh, what type of skill is that?
But listen, if I can get a girl who doesn't like me to go back home with me, and you can't, that means my game is better than you. Because I can also get a girl that likes me to like me. You see what I'm saying?
So this is what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, what is going on where you want to give a woman your time, energy, and attention who doesn't respect it or like it?
Listen, at our levels, we probably don't need to do all this, right? Because we have plenty of girls that like us for who we are, right? But I think in this debate, we're talking for guys that are learning the game, right? And when you're learning the game, when you're the beginner of game, you're gonna if with that method, you're gonna get zero, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have a student talk to a girl for 30 minutes, get something and learn something, than a guy that just does 100 direct and get nothing. He's gonna be so fucking dejected. He's gonna feel like shit. If you tell a girl, I'm gonna do the nasty to you, listen, first of all, a percentage of those girls will seriously go to security and fucking complain. You have a chance of getting kicked out of the club. And then bye-bye Vegas club. Now you're banned from like the best clubs in the world. Okay, that could happen. I've seen, like, if you're ugly, dude, and you go direct to a girl, you're just gonna get blown the fuck out.
So how do you know he's ugly to the girl?
Bro, you know when somebody's ugly.
No. That's what I'm saying. See, that's my point right there. That's my point right there.
I don't know.
She has to determine whether she thinks he's ugly or not. You're saying it based on your perception. What I'm saying is, how do I know?
We all know if a dude's ugly.
No, I don't. I don't know if a dude's ugly. I don't be looking at dudes and be like, oh, he's cute and he's ugly. I don't do that.
Okay. Because Beetlejuice versus Michael B. Jordan. Who's ugly?
This is what I'm saying. I don't judge men because I'm not a woman. I don't have a vagina, so I don't know.
You don't need to have a.
Yes, you do.
You don't need to have a vagina to know if somebody's more attractive than somebody else.
No, you need a vagina to know if a woman is going to want to fuck you or she finds you sexually appealing as a man. That's what I'm trying to say. A lot of you guys are judging yourself. This is how dudes fuck up. They say, well, I'm not cute enough to approach her or talk to her. Or because I am ugly in her eyes, but they don't know, I'm going to stay and talk to this girl for 35, 40 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is. That's the problem. It's your mind. It's the mindset where you guys think this way about yourselves. You judge yourselves based on what other guys are saying or what you're thinking about yourself based on what you think other guys are saying or what you think the girl's going to say. And then you go and take action based on that, which is why dudes lose. So what I'm saying is essentially is this. Most guys, right, would, if you told them, hey, listen, you can get laid, you can get sex, you can fuck a girl or whatever in a shorter period of time, most guys would say, okay, let me do that versus longer. Most guys would probably be like, hey, let me deal with women who actually like and respect me versus women who are going to give me shit tests, disrespect me, and treat me like I'm nothing. And then my ego is going to try to get me to get her so I can feel like I'm the man because I got this girl who said no 10 times. It's like, it's just crazy.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll tell you one thing, after pulling so many easy chicks, I kind of like it when they're a challenge. Don't get me wrong. Like, I want to, like, girls that I date long-term, if I pulled her in like 15 minutes, I know I ain't that special. I know some other dudes probably pulled her equal time, right? So
Come on.
Once your late counts in the
But
hundreds,
but this
man,
is what I'm
like you don't want a
saying.
girl that's like that can be pulled. You know what I mean?
But this is what I'm saying. But listen to what you said. You said if I
What?
pull her in 15 minutes,
Uh-huh.
I'm not special. That's what I'm saying. Like, why do you
Oh
think
yeah,
you're not
yeah.
special because you pulled her in 15 minutes? You should say,
Because I've been in the game.
you should be like, I pulled her in 15 minutes because I'm that dude. I'm
You
so
ever,
fucking attractive.
you
That's
ever,
why.
you ever pulled a girl so easy and you just know she's been pulled many times before?
No. This is the thing. I don't care if she's never been pulled before, and I don't care if she's been pulled 1,000 times. It don't matter. All I care about is me doing what I want to do and her responding to me how I want her to respond to me. What I'm saying to you is that a lot of you guys, what you do is y'all go off of ego. You're like, man, well, if she makes it harder, then that must mean she's higher quality, or that must mean she doesn't just easily fuck guys. But no, she's doing that to you because another guy, she's going to sleep with him in 5 minutes. So that's what I'm saying.
Well, sometimes.
Right, because that girl you said that you pulled in 15 minutes, there's another guy that took 2 hours to pull her. You see what I'm saying?
Maybe, yeah,
So
yeah, sure.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that she got pulled in 15 minutes because she was more attracted to you than the guy that took 2 hours. So what I'm saying is that it's not a thing of, oh, well, this girl's higher quality or lower quality based on how long it takes and how difficult she is. She's difficult because she don't like you. And she's easy because she likes you. It's that simple. I don't understand why guys.
So there are a percentage of girls that are like that, right? There are some girls that you had to put in more work because they like you less than another guy who put in less work. I agree. There are also some girls that are hard for everybody.
Hard for everybody.
That aren't easy for everybody. That takes a little bit more work for everybody.
Okay, what's special?
Would you agree? Right, look, dude.
I totally
agree. There are girls that right. There are girls that are virgins, correct? Statistically, there are girls that have a body count less than 3.
But what is her being a virgin?
On this planet.
What is her?
I'm just saying there are girls who aren't easy to everybody.
No, but this is what I'm saying.
Does that make sense?
No,
I want the girl who's hard to everybody, and I have the game to get her.
But that's what I'm saying. No one is hard or easy to everybody. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is that women fluctuate in its variations. So the girl that you think is hard to get to everybody, there's guys that were easy to get, that was easy for them to pull her. And then there were.
What if she's a virgin? What if she's a virgin?
What do you mean? What are you saying, that if she's a virgin, that she's harder to put to smash?
Some girls are harder to pull for every guy. And some girls are easy to pull for every guy.
Oh, because you're saying that one girl is a virgin and one girl's a whore.
Listen. There are girls who have been pulled within 5 minutes by 10 different dudes, and there's girls who probably won't put out on the first date for every guy, right? They exist.
You really believe this? You really believe this?
Dude, I've approached 20,000 girls in 50 countries.
So
yeah, dude.
So you're telling me. So
I've ran programs in Brazil, Colombia, Peru, Panama, Mexico, Southeast Asia. I've cold approach in Japan, Korea, China, Singapore, Canada, New York. Ran programs in New York, Miami. So yeah, there are girls. Dude, you can't just say every girl is equally easy to every guy. That doesn't make any sense.
No. I didn't say every girl.
But, dude, think about it. Think about where you've gained.
No, listen to what I'm talking about. I didn't say every girl is easy to every guy. I'm saying every girl is gonna find a guy she wants to give it to easy. That's what I'm trying to say. That's a difference.
That's not true, because there are girls who are virgins. But mathematically, in 4 billion women, some of them are virgins.
So wait, okay. So if I meet a woman who's 19, who never had sex, right?
Okay.
That means that just because she's a virgin, she's hard to smash?
Well, so far, yeah. So far.
This is what I'm saying. You don't know what she's actually doing. So what I'm saying is that in a situation, she might have not met a guy that she wanted to fuck. Sure. So what I'm saying is she meets a guy that she wants to have sex with, and then he has sex with her easily. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. I've closed virgins. Right. I'm not saying all virgins are impossible. I'm just saying some girls don't put out to every guy easily. Some girls are just difficult right across the board.
That's not true. That is absolutely not.
I guess we agree to disagree.
It's absolutely not.
Go game in Asia. Dude, you're gaming in like Brazil and like Colombia. Oh,
No,
it's
no,
not the same.
no. I've been to Brazil for like a week. I'm saying,
okay, all right. Go to Korea. Run your game in Korea. You will get 100% blowout.
I've smashed plenty of Korean women
in Korea.
Korea. Over here.
Well, the New York girls, they're a little bit different.
New York is girls from Korea who are visiting here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So what I'm saying is, it's the same thing. Why do you guys think this? Is what I'm trying to say. Yes, women have their different cultures and what they were brought up in and all this other stuff. What I'm saying is, when a woman deals with a man, she will drop every single one of those fucking things, traditions, and all that other stuff to deal with that particular guy because he's the guy. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand, which is why I'm telling you, when you think that there's girls out there, well, they're not easy for everybody. That's not true, because there are men that they're going to meet that they're going to drop drawers for instantly. They're going to fucking follow his lead like this because he's the guy. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But a lot of you guys, what you do is that because you think she's hard for everybody, that's what gives you the rationalization of, man, I know I've been talking to this girl for 3 hours, but it's worth it because she's one of the hard ones, bro. It's like, no, you're wasting your time with a girl who's not interested in you. That's what I'm saying.
I think there's both, man. I think there are girls that are not interested in you, and I think there are girls that are just not easy to everybody.
I guess we never.
There's billions of women. You can't say, like, you're saying every girl follows the same beliefs, archetypes, behavioral pattern.
No, I'm saying,
look how much. Dude, I studied genetics and biology, bioengineering. Right? There's so much variability in terms of women. So in terms of their physique and also their mindset too. Some girls are just naturally compliant. Right? So some people make different decisions.
So wait, when women are turned on, do like women in this part of the country get wet, in this part of the country they don't get wet? Like, do these women have periods and these women don't have periods? Like, what is, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what's different about these women that you're saying?
Well, the difference is when I run a program in Brazil, my students will close a girl every day. And when I run a program in like Asia, it's like a 10th of that, bro.
Okay, and why do you think that is?
So you can't tell me a factor of 10 is like, oh, it's just random fluke. It's like significant. Girls are different. All I'm saying is girls are different, man.
And that's what I'm saying. Why do you think that is? Where in Brazil, the women will easily smash, and in Korea, wherever, they won't.
That's a different conversation, man. Why do they shoot each other, and why are there favelas? I don't fucking know, dude.
No, but this is what I'm.
Why is there so much crime? Why do Asian people go to fucking get PhDs?
This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the reason why it's different in Brazil versus Korea, wherever, is because the culture, right,
is different.
Is different, right? Now, check this out. But what happens is, and shout out to this dude, his name is Mr. Limba Channel. He said this thing on his video, and I totally agree with it. He said a woman either listens to her man or society. So what happens is that a lot of times women usually are going to listen to what society said because they've been indoctrinated in a certain way. They grew up a certain way. They're in a certain culture. Their parents taught them a certain way and all this other stuff. Now, once they meet a man that they desire, all of that shit goes out the window. And so they say, fuck society, I'm listening to this guy. This is why you'll have, dads who tell their young daughters, hey, don't go out and meet that boy, and she'll lift up the fucking window, jump out the window. Sure. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what happens?
If you're that guy. You're that guy.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, why not teach guys to be that guy instead of being the average guy? That's what I'm trying to say.
Because in a club, you got to factor in math, bro. And like you're in a club with hundreds of other dudes, right? You're telling your student, just be that guy. But then there's fucking 100 other guys that have tables, that are better looking, that have more have more advanced game. So you're not gonna be that guy.
But that's my point. But you being
first time taking a boot camp, you're not gonna be that guy. You're gonna be a random ass invisible dude.
But see, that's what I'm saying. The mindset. You keep saying, well, he's not that guy because he don't have bottles. He's not better looking. That has nothing to do with being the guy. That's what I'm trying to say. Actually,
I understand mindset. I understand mindset is important, but there's also a dose of reality.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
You can't just like what's the word I'm looking for? You can't just visualize your way into becoming a billionaire. Just because you believe in yourself, and I agree, that's important. Confidence is important. But just because you think you're the shit doesn't mean the girl is gonna think you're the shit.
That's what I'm saying. Why do you give a fuck about what the girl thinks? Only think about you being the shit and find women who agree. That's what I'm trying to say. Why not find the women who agree that you're the shit instead of chasing the women who don't think you're the shit and then wearing them down for sex? Because even if you get, because like you said earlier, you're like, I want to get the girls who don't want me, and then I feel like my skill made it happen. So essentially, you're having sex with a girl who still thinks you ain't shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, why?
No, they like me. They like me. Don't like you. Not easy.
No, they don't like you. If they liked you, they would have made it easy. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You see what I'm saying? Y'all think, oh, well, I finally got her and now she likes me. No, she don't like you. You just wore her down.
Okay.
Just like, for example.
If you pulled hundreds of times and then you go after a girl, would you say that's enough sample size to tell if a girl, like, dude, if you can pull a girl for 5 minutes, it's not like guys who have been in the game that I can pull in 5 minutes. How do I put this? How do I summarize this? It's not like I pulled 3 girls and it took me an hour. I'm making this assumption, right? I pulled hundreds of girls quickly. And on top of that, I pulled some girls based on thousands of interactions. I just know they're not easy to most guys. And I know they like me because they're putting in a lot of effort making things happen, right? They're cooking for me. They're going out of their way planning things. It's just they didn't put out on the first night.
Yeah, and that's
so I have the whole spectrum of behaviors.
Yeah, that's because you wore them down. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's the, I don't know if wearing down is like a good terminology.
No, but
that's you met a girl.
What it is.
That's not true. Let's say you met a girl, she's at a company event, right? You go to, let's say you go to XS in Vegas, right? She's there for a company business, okay? She's not gonna like do the nasty with you while her fucking boss is there. She has an image.
That's fine.
I'm saying, what I'm saying is,
no, this is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is she
when you meet a girl, there's a context in which you meet her, right? She's not like, hey, I'm looking for a big black guy in the club, come at me. They're usually there for a reason, right? Like maybe she's there to support her friend's birthday. Maybe her friend's in town, she's got to show her around, right? Maybe she's here for a company event. Maybe she's here because, I don't know, she has like a foreign exchange, who knows? But the thing is, you know, especially in Vegas, there's a lot of different events why girls will go to a club at the end of the night. So girls have other obligations, right? And you kind of have to work with the context of what, you know what I mean? Let's say you day game a girl that's like late for work. You're like, dude, you better fucking just drop everything and like
no,
you have sex with me in the bathroom. That's not gonna work like that. No, you're saying in the
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that within the context, she still needs to show cooperation. So if I meet that woman in Vegas and she's on a business trip and she has like events to go to, and I approach her, right? And I let her know through my intent that, hey, listen, let's get together and let's hook up and let's make something happen. She's gonna, because she's interested, she's gonna say, well, listen, I got these events to go to, but I'm free this time, right? She's gonna inquire, right? So then I say, here's my call, here's my number. Call me when you're free. We'll make it happen. What I'm not saying is, what I'm saying is, why deal with that woman if she's giving you a hard time, period? You understand what I'm saying? So if she's brushing you off, she's like, no, I don't know, I can't, I'm not interested really like that. And then you're like, well, damn, this girl, wow, she's showing me all this resistance. Let me try to keep going at her so that my skill, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. So like I said, because you've been in the game for so long, you don't need to work on your skill, right? You have a high enough success rate where you can do that and it gets by. You don't you're happy with your skill. You don't need to like grow it. I'm saying is, just like you, I can pull DTF. Dude, think about it. If I can pull a girl that takes an hour, I can fucking pull a girl that takes 5 minutes. So we're all capable of doing the same thing. I'm just saying for a beginner, you should go through the process of talking longer. That's it. And then once you have the skills, you can do whatever you want. I don't, If a girl gives me shit at this point in my life, I will probably just say fuck off too, right? But because I put in the work in the last decade, I'm able to see patterns. I'm able to find things. I'm able to do things that most other guys can't do because they eject after 5 minutes. I have all the tools, right? So if I need to pull quickly, I can. If I need to pull, if I want to play the long game, I can. These are all just tools, right? And if you want to use them, you can. If you don't want to use them, they're in your brain forever, right? So that's why I'm saying for a beginner, it's better to give them all the tools and maximize talking. In my opinion, the most important metric for a beginner, how many approaches you do and how long the interaction time is. If you just increase interaction time, magic shit will happen. It's impossible to like be in an interaction for 6 hours with a girl and not have it go somewhere because the club's fucking closed.
6 hours?
I'm making a very hypothetical situation.
I'm like, but
is it like, look, but think about it. If every girl you talk to can last 6 hours, it's gonna go somewhere, right? So at every
why the longer? That's the part I'm trying to understand. What is it about it being a longer interaction that makes it better?
Being longer does not make the interaction better. I'm not trying to, that's not the viewpoint, right? I'm just trying to get it to work. I'm trying to get the students to get an outcome.
To get right? What outcome are you trying to get them to get?
The end goal.
What's the end goal?
Whatever. To pull, whatever.
What, to like pull for sex?
Listen. We've blown out the club. I've done that before. We've blown out the club, right? And then you're like, well, just go to another club. Well, sometimes it takes an hour to go to another club, wait in line and get in, right? So there's a mathematical inefficiency of just bouncing the clubs because you just blew out the whole club.
But this is what
I'm just saying, like.
But this is what I don't get. What I'm saying is, okay, you're talking to the woman, you talk to her for a long time, and you end up, let's say, having sex with her, right? Now,
okay. Yeah.
What I'm saying is why would you want to have sex with a woman who doesn't really like you like that versus a woman who does? And what I'm saying is that when you take longer, the longer you take, the less attracted she is to you.
Sure.
So I'm like, why bother with that?
Okay. All right. So it's like saying if a girl offers you $5 and a girl that offers you 10 million, why won't you just take the girl that offers you 10 million? Yeah, sure. Right? Yeah, if you could read the future and you just knew one girl was down, sure. Okay, but like, again, for a regular guy that's a beginner, you're not going to have those opportunities. It's just that they're not going to pull the same rate as you, bro.
No, but this is just not. I'm not saying that they need to pull the same rate as me. What I'm saying is that if you're teaching, why are you teaching the lowest common denominator though? Like basically,
because what you're teaching is easy. Your method is easy to learn. There's nothing to learn there. So I could teach that shit in like 10 minutes.
So what is there to learn about?
So you will hit it. Well, what do you learn by just filtering and talking to girls for like 30 seconds to see if they're down? You don't learn anything.
Oh, I'll tell you what you learn. You learn to be able to only deal with women on your terms. You also learn that when you also learn that when you deal with women on your terms, you have more quality relationships with these women. You also learn that when you deal with women on your terms, you don't get blowback drama or situations that could actually ruin your life. Just like, for example, that new, I can't remember the guy named Xavier Wordy or something his name is, where he ended up in jail because he was dealing with a woman who didn't really like him. When you're dealing with women who don't really like you, when you have to wear them down, when you have to spend more time to convince them to get with you, you're dealing with a woman who doesn't really like you. So that means essentially at some point, you're going to deal with a woman who doesn't respect you. If she doesn't respect you, then what's going to happen is you could be in a situation where some stuff goes down that you really don't want to happen. So for example, I know pickup artists talk about last minute resistance. They say, well, listen, man, try again. Like it's just last minute resistance. So the fact that she's even giving you resistance in the first place is a problem.
Yeah.
Because that means she's not really highly sexually attracted to you. So now you have sex with a woman who gives you last minute resistance. And then later on that woman says, well, I felt pressured. I didn't really want to do this. And See, that happens when you're trying to wear a woman down. That happens when you deal with women who don't really like you. That happens when you're trying to get a girl who's not into you to quote unquote be into you. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, this is where all that crap comes from.
Okay. So let's say I sign up for your boot camp. We go out. What would you say to me? Okay, well, explain. Okay, you go up to this girl. What would you say?
Right. So basically, introduce yourself. Right. Tell her why you came over, and flirt, build sexual tension. And if she's responsive to your flirting and building sexual tension, you close the deal. That's it. You see what I'm saying?
So what am I paying you thousands of dollars for? Just to say that one line?
No, you're paying me.
And then let's go back.
No, you're paying me thousands of dollars to be confident enough to do it, because essentially, like you said, you don't believe that you can actually go up to women and see if they're sexually interested in you that fast.
No, I can't. What are you talking about?
No,
I go sexual direct all the fucking time.
Right,
what are you talking about?
Right, but you said you can't tell if it's that. You said there's no way to do it that fast. That's what you said. You can rewind this video. That's what you said.
There are girls that don't show their cards right away.
But this is what I'm saying. Every girl can show their cards if you are the one leading the conversation.
Some girls are not going to reveal their cards right away.
Okay, so
some do. So the ones that are down do. Yeah, totally.
So if I tell a girl that I'll meet at a club and I talk to a lot of different girls and I say, hey, listen, I want to take you in the bathroom and fuck the shit out of you. You trying to tell me that her cards won't be revealed by that time? Once I say that?
Sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
So that's my point. So what I'm saying is I teach guys to have the confidence to have balls to actually say what they want to say to women.
Okay. So we're paying. So you're charging thousands of dollars to learn how to have the balls to say a couple lines.
That's part of it. But mostly it's about you understanding who you are and what you want, because most guys don't know.
So let's say a guy, he signs up for your program, Let's say you go to a New York club, which isn't that big, by the way, right? Meatpacking district, whatever. These clubs in New York, they're kind of small, right? So you have them say a couple of these lines, There's maybe like 11 girls in the club, all right? And most of these bathrooms have bathroom attendants, so I don't know where you're fucking these girls in the bathroom. But, and let's say all 11, just instant blowout, all right? So now you get in the club at 11. You blown out every girl at 11:30. Now what do you do? Now the student's like, all right, dude, I'm a 5'3" balding Indian guy. I tried the McNasty sandwich with every girl. They all said no. What's next? Then what do you do?
You talk to more girls. Club? Yeah, we talk to more girls. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so what are they learning from you than a 2-minute?
So they're learning that there's an abundance of women. They're learning that these chicks ain't shit, so you don't need to kowtow or chase them. And there's always going to be another girl in 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 2 minutes.
We know there's an abundance of women. There's 4 billion women on the planet.
Exactly. So then why the hell am I wasting time with any one of them?
But what are they paying you thousands of dollars versus a YouTube video on just a simple number of how many women are out there?
Right, because a couple of lines. The game is not about women. The game is about the man himself. So he has to understand who he is. He has to get comfortable enough to actually be who he is and stand on his shit and be able to deal with women and not basically bend because this woman is from Brazil and this woman's from South Korea. That's what I'm saying. We're not doing
you don't change it. Okay. So you don't care what social constructs or what environment it is. You run the same game everywhere.
I'm just listen.
All the same game. All right.
Shout out to my dude.
Let's say you
says, hold on. He said, is a lion the same in Africa and in America, or is he different when it's in America than in Africa? It's like you're the same. You're you. What are we talking about?
Okay. All right. Let's say there's a baddie at a funeral. What are you gonna do? Let's say you want to get her. What are you gonna say?
You said if there's a what? A baddie? What do you mean?
Let's say you're at a funeral. There's like a attractive girl. I'm just trying to talk to her. What are you gonna do?
I'll be like, listen, I'm sorry for your loss, but I know some things that'll make you feel better. Hit me up.
I know there's an empty casket.
Yeah, why not?
I want to show you.
Hell yeah. See, y'all don't understand.
Let's say you're at a work.
Women are. Yeah, I swear, y'all don't understand how sexual women are.
Let's say you're at a work event. Let's say you're a happy hour and your coworker.
Bro, it
What
don't
do you
matter.
say?
It doesn't matter.
What?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It doesn't, any scenario you come up with, it doesn't matter. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
This is what, like, I think there
Okay.
are fundamental differences between what black guys see and what like Asian dudes see.
No,
Bro,
I
different.
so hold on. Fill me in, guys. What are we talking about now? What are we talking about? Fill me in.
nothing to do with black
You
and-
can't run the same game in all situations. It's just not gonna work, bro.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're not running game. We are the game. I'm me. I'm not running anything. I'm me everywhere I go. So everywhere I go, I'm going to be me. So when I'm me, the women have to bend to my will or I don't fuck with them. They don't exist to me. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
Even Donald Trump, when he goes to China, he fucking bends to the Chinese rules and
Yeah, and,
so like
and that's
you-
good for Donald Trump.
bro,
You doing
you-
it? That's what I'm saying. I'm not doing it. That's what I'm saying.
All right, well, look,
See, Mike, this is what you call confidence, okay? I don't bend to their will ever. This is what I'm trying to tell you. So what I'm saying is that I'm willing to go to no bitches before I bend to the will of a woman. Are you crazy? And that's what I'm
it's
saying.
not.
Most of you
I
guys
don't think
bend to
it's
the will.
bending to the will. I think
Yes,
it's
I
just calibrating your game.
No, that means that you are.
It's
so
not making the girls uncomfortable.
Wait a
It's just
second.
being socially calibrated.
So what makes the girl uncomfortable?
It's saying you're gonna do the nasty to them when they haven't figured you out yet.
So wait, how long does it take for a woman to figure out she wants to fuck a dude?
Bro. I think we might need to move on to another question.
Come
These are
on,
just
man.
beating a dead horse.
Come on, man. This is crazy.
All right, hold on. I got something to say right quick. So
Yeah.
based on what I'm hearing from you guys, I do see both of you guys' point of views. Now, with Mr. Locario, I understand that you can be yourself, and I really applaud that. And I'm an advocate of being yourself everywhere. Now, but you can only attract the same types of women by being so upfront, by being so direct with them, the same way everywhere.
Wait, what
Does
are
that make sense?
what are the types?
The types that are easy, right? If you're running the same quote unquote game with someone at the funeral versus a club in Vegas, then
Okay,
these
so
are the type of women.
Aisen, let's say I holler at a girl and she's turned on. We go back to my place. I've only known her for 20 minutes, right? And then you holler at that girl and she makes you wait 3 dates. What happened? What's the difference?
Means that she likes your approach better than my approach.
Yeah, so basically she is more attracted to me than you. So is she easy or is she not easy?
Easy for you, right?
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So that contradicts what you just said. You said, well, if you're doing easy stuff for easy girls, girl is only easy based on the dude she's dealing with. So what I'm saying,
I get it, but the thing is,
let's say there's a girl who only waits 3 dates for every guy she's ever met in the past. 3 dates before close. I can get her. You can't get her with your game.
No, what I'm saying, this is what I'm saying.
You would move on to the next girl.
No. If she was attracted to me, she would have fucked me before 3 dates. That's what I'm
There are girls who've never put out on the first date ever to any guy.
How do you know this?
Just simple math, dude.
that's possible, right? It's I understand where you're coming from.
How are you saying out of 4 billion people, it's not possible? Like every girl just fucks on the first 5 minutes?
If they find a guy that's worth fucking in the first 5 minutes, yes. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
We're not saying if.
Some girls have
4
standards,
billion
right?
people. You got to talk math, bro.
So let me ask you a question.
Do you understand standard deviation, p-values, confidence intervals? You can't say every 4 billion people fuck on the first date.
So let me
absolutely not true. Some girls don't fuck till marriage. Have you been to like a Mormon community?
So let me ask you this.
What about that?
So Mike, this is what I'm trying to get you to understand, right? It's about desire and fear, or you could say love and fear, however you want to do it. So if you're dealing with a woman and her desire is stronger than her fear of whatever the hell is going to go on if this happens, she's going to fuck you even if she's never fucked another guy on the first date. Why? Because her desire to fuck you is so high that her fear of what could happen to fuck you is diminished by her desire. So what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is that you think, well, this girl does this to everyone. And check this out. I'm gonna give you that. Let's say there is a girl who's never fucked a guy on the first date. Like, that's a fact. If she meets another guy tomorrow and she's so turned on by that guy, she will fuck that guy on the first date. This will be the first time ever she's fucked the guy on the first date. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So her desire is so high.
Okay, all right. But we're talking about hypotheticals.
No,
there are women like that.
But she could also reject him, right? Right?
No, she could. But what I'm saying is,
she could. Okay.
She's gonna fuck that he's highly sexually attracted to. That's what I'm saying.
You're just saying a hypothetical. That's like, if a girl likes you, she likes you. Okay, we already know that, bro.
Right. So you're trying to
talking about the girls that don't do that.
Okay. So Mike, so you
there are girls.
3.5 billion men in the world, one can't fuck her the first night.
I'm just saying, based on her past, this has never happened yet.
Bro, well, also, like, so you mentioned desire and fear, right? Now, sometimes women desire a relationship with God more than having sex. That's why they wait until marriage.
Right. And I agree with you. And then if they meet a guy that they desire more than the church, they're going to fuck the guy. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But no, some women want the church more than the guy. You know, eternal life is more than
and that's what
one night stand.
That's what I'm saying. We're saying the same thing. What I'm saying is
you gotta look at statistics, bro. You gotta look at math and statistics. You're just like, well, if I win the lottery, but one's like 0.001%, right? Some girls have never fucked a guy on the first date. And if I meet her, I could get her. But if you're running your game, you won't get her.
That's just fact. So you're saying that if you met a girl who supposedly, hypothetically, never fucked a guy on the first date, you would fuck her on the first date?
I could, or if necessary, I could fuck her on the second day or whatever. So I'm saying I have the capacity. I have the capacity.
My point. That's what I'm saying.
I have the capacity. If we're using a running analogy, if I want to run 10 miles, I can. If I want to run 1 mile, I can. You can only run 100 meters. You gas out. I can run as long as I want.
But you just said what I said. You said if a woman hasn't had sex with any guy on the first date, you said you can fuck her on the first date. Yes?
Potentially. I could or I couldn't.
Right. But what I'm saying is the fact that you're saying you can defeats your whole argument.
Can and actually happen are not the same thing, dude. I can win the jackpot. Yes. That doesn't mean I'm going to take out my entire that doesn't mean I take all my ETFs and put it on jackpot.
So basically what you're saying is having sex with a woman who previously never had sex on the first date is a jackpot? Is winning the jackpot. It's like very rare.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about statistics. I'm saying just because something can happen doesn't mean it's a good idea, or it doesn't mean it will happen. It just can is a very. Are we talking about 99% no, 1% yes? What are we talking about here?
What I'm saying is, aren't you the guy? So when a woman meets you, she could be like, you know what? I've never had sex on the first date, but today I'm going to have sex on the first date. Have you ever seen Minority Report?
Yeah, Tom Cruise.
Right. You know the scene where in the movie they show that they can see crimes in the future. And if he saw himself shoot somebody, he saw himself do a crime. He was like, what the fuck? I would never do that. And then basically at the end of the movie, you realize his son was getting molested by some guy. He was like, you know what? I'm about to shoot this motherfucker. So what I'm saying is he did the thing that he said he probably would never do. Why? Because his desire to kill that guy happened in that instant. So what I'm saying is when a woman has a desire to have sex with you, it doesn't matter if she hypothetically never had sex with anybody on the first date. She's going to fuck you because she wants you. That's the end of the story. That's what I'm trying to get you guys.
Yeah, that can happen. That can happen. We've all closed virgins. Well, I'm not disagreeing with you there. But the reverse can also happen. Sometimes you're just not that guy on the first date.
Okay, so if you're not that guy, why would you want to fuck with?
Look.
If you're not that guy.
Locario,
why would you want to?
You're not that guy. As confident as you are, you're probably not that guy in 90% of your interactions.
But why would I care if that doesn't matter? The only thing that matters is who I'm that guy to, because I let them know I'm that guy and they have to comply. That's what I'm trying to say.
All I'm saying is you can play the best game and she won't put out on the first date, then you just go on the second date. What's wrong? Listen, what's wrong with interacting with a girl that you like on a second date?
Let me ask you a question.
Right? If you like a girl,
hold on. So Mike, if you're trying to hook up with the girl on the first date, and she says no, did you want to hook up with her on the first date?
Yes.
Okay, now, so you wanted to hook up with her on the first date. She told you no. So that means you go on a second date, correct?
Sure.
That means you submitted to her program.
Well, that's a different. That's if a girl likes you more, they're actually gonna withhold sex on the first
No, they're sexually attracted to. They're fucking them when the guy wants to fuck them. So what I'm saying is that when a woman tells you no, Mike, we can't have sex, what she's essentially saying is you have to go on my timeline, Mike. Fuck your timeline, Mike. I know you wanted to fuck me today. Fuck your timeline. You go with what I said.
That's not game. You're just doing what you're doing, and if it doesn't work out, you're just like, well, fuck that chick.
No, that is game.
That's basically
what you're talking about is simping. Simping means you're bending over backwards for the woman because you wanted to fuck the first date.
Well, I wouldn't say going on a second date is simping.
No, it's going on a second date is simping if you wanted sex on the first and she told you no, and now you're trying to go on the second date for the sex, second date to try to get sex on the second date.
Okay.
Remember, she told you no. So now you're following her lead. This is what I'm saying.
It's okay to respect other people's opinions too, right? If she doesn't want to, you can't force her to do something she doesn't want.
This is why. Look.
Walk away.
Like
that's what I'm saying.
We understand the spectrum, right? So there's like hardcore red pill, and there's kind of like a balanced perspective. You're kind of leaning obviously towards like hardcore red pill. I
do not do red pill.
Most black dating coaches think like you, and I think it's not balanced.
It has nothing to do with being black.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Okay, when's the last time you've been in a relationship?
I'm in a relationship right now.
Okay, so you've taken your girl on more than one date, right?
Yeah, but when I met my woman.
Why is that not simping?
No. When I met my woman, I didn't know this. You're not listening. A relationship with a woman includes vetting. So with my girlfriend, I vetted that woman, and she became my girlfriend after she's been vetted for a year. Now, if I meet a girl today, because I'm non-monogamous, so I still see other women. Yeah. If I meet a woman today, and I say to her, "Let's go back to my place tonight," and she says, "No, I don't want to have sex tonight. Can we do it another day?" Right? So if she says, "Can we go on another date and get to know each other and all that other stuff?" I'm going to tell her no. And this is what I'm going to say to her. I'm going to say no. And if you change your mind about fucking, call me. That's it. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not going to hang out with her, talk to her, do what she wants to do, or go on more dates and do all this other stuff if she's basically saying she don't want to do that. So I already told her what I want to do. If she's not down with doing what I want to do, I'm not fucking with her. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, like, look. If you want to do that, that's cool.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, yeah, I think it's just not effective. Right? You're putting these hard boundaries on. Okay, it's my way or the highway. Okay. Yeah. What was that guy?
that guy just looked like he shit his pants.
Yeah,
what's going on? What the fuck? Let me just read out the super chats quickly. I was locked out of my own
live stream this month.
My microphone was bugging the fuck out. It never happened before. I couldn't even work my fucking microphone for 10 minutes. I had to, whatever. I'm here again. Quick super chats I'll just throw in. And Striking It Rich says, Mike Pickup Alpha is correct. It's not submitting, it's adapting. I wouldn't spend longer than 15 minutes gaming a Western woman, but Japan would be different. Same guy also says Locario runs the same game in New York and Saudi Arabia, whether or not she is half naked, wearing skin tight clothes or hijab. Shout out to Mr. Locario. My apologies, Aisen, for not being able to introduce you in. That's when my microphone fucked up. So goddamn. Anyway, continue. Sorry about that.
I think we kind of said what we needed to say. It's a matter. Look, dude. I think we have our own different styles. Obviously, Locario gets enough girls. He can get away with it. Fine. You're happy. It works for you, right? But I would say my clients are harder, so we're gonna have to do a little bit extra. I can't afford to have students run direct because it's just will blow out the club and there's nothing left to do.
No, I'm not. Nobody, listen, I'm not saying a dude has to be direct. What I'm saying is a guy has to figure out what he wants and then go that direction, period. So if he wants to do indirect, the problem is that if you're going indirect because you think being direct is going to scare the girl off, right?
Yeah.
Then essentially you're not being indirect because you want to be. You're being indirect because you're scared to scare the girl off. And so you give a fuck about the girl that much to where you're worried about her leaving. And what I mean is I'm like, fuck that chick. Why the fuck do you give a fuck about some chick you just met? You don't even know this woman and you're trying to alter yourself for her. What kind of shit is that? It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm not proposing only go indirect or only, like I would say 50-50. Anybody that has good game can do both. It's not like I haven't been shredded at a pool party and gone direct. It's like we've all done that. I'm just saying, I don't think it's good to just do one thing all the time. I think it's good to practice some indirect. It's good to go some direct, right? I think sometimes it's good to practice screening. Sometimes it's good to practice having long conversations. Just having more in your arsenal.
No, and this is the thing. I say that's
having more tools.
That's good. That's good if you're doing that for you. But if you're doing it to try to smash a chick, that's simping. That's what I'm saying.
Well, maybe I like talking too, right? And look, dude, I don't like to bring up race, but like I know you can talk, right? So you have the capacity. You have the capacity.
Oh, y'all motherfuckers is swear
to talk. All right, you can fucking talk, right?
Yeah.
You got a podcast, right? So you already have those skill sets. So if you wanted to talk, you can, right? I'm talking about a regular student who works as a software engineer, does like C++ all day long. That's different.
So let me ask you a question.
You already have these skills in you. That's why you don't think it's important. You're born with that. You're black. You got natural game. You came out of the womb pimping chicks. Like you probably lost your virginity at like 12. So like you don't understand the struggles of an Asian guy, man. I'm just saying.
Oh wait, let me ask you.
Let
me ask you a question. That nerdy tech guy, you think he has a hard time talking when he's playing Call of Duty?
Wait, what?
No, when a nerdy dude is playing Call of Duty talking shit online, why is it he doesn't have a hard time talking? But when he gets a bitch, he's scared as fuck. That means that he doesn't have a hard time talking, is he's put the woman on the pedestal. That's his problem.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
I also get autistic guys that like aren't scared at all and they get blown out and it's kind of sad. Some people are straight up autistic and they don't see no. Like they're like you, but times 10 because they literally have like some brain problem. and every girl they think is DTF. And I have to like drag them out of there. I've seen the chaos. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? She's creeped out. Like, get back over here. You know? So anyways.
Now I'm curious,
I forgot.
Mr. Locario, what kind of clients do you usually get? Because obviously I feel like you and Mike have different clientele.
I mean, it's usually guys 18 to like 45, all races, basically. That's like the main.
Okay, your last 3 clients, what were their race?
One was white, no, 2 was white, and 1 was black. The last 3.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I always preach that you got to go with what's in alignment with who you are. So a lot of guys, like Mike said, are software engineers. They're not going to be as aggressive, assertive as a person. Let's say that they threw that line that, hey, what up, shawty? You look good. Let me see what those lips do, right? It might work right there and then.
Like, but what are you talking about, man?
But, right? So the girl might say, okay, let me see what you got, right? And then the guy is like, oh, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just a software engineer. And then it won't work because it's not in alignment with who he is.
Oh, I agree with that. I agree with it. So I'm not teaching a dude to talk. I don't talk like that. What I'm saying is he needs to talk like him. But what I'm saying is that software engineer knows how to talk. He can talk to his mom, his dad, his grandma, his best friend with no problem. Soon as he gets in front of a woman, he can't say shit. And that's because he's not confident. And his mindset is he's making the woman special. This is why I teach guys the game is not about women. Because when you make it about women, you put them on a pedestal, then you make the women special. And then you do shit like, well, let me talk to her for 2 hours, 3 hours, and try to get her, even though she is showing she don't want me. That's crazy.
It's not about simping.
I talk to girls all the time. I don't think they're special. I'll talk to married chicks just because I'm interested in the conversation. Maybe she's got money, she's doing some business ventures, she's from a country that I'm interested in visiting.
Right,
Doesn't
but
mean I'm like fucking sipping.
your actions
I'm
tell
just-
her you think she's special.
No.
Yes.
There are girls I talk to where like they know I'm not attracted to them.
No, what I'm saying is that the fact that you would sit there for hours talking to a chick who's previously said no, she's gonna think she's special.
No, maybe
because you're giving her more time.
I'm not trying to pull her. No, I'm not trying to pull every girl I talk to.
No, you said that you would and talk to a woman for 2 hours that doesn't really like you, and then you would get her at the end. Yes, that's what you said.
Sometimes.
Right. So what I'm saying is
sometimes.
Right. So what I'm saying is that you're dealing with a woman who doesn't really like you, and then you are making her feel special by chasing a woman who's essentially told you no.
There are some girls that like you, they just need more comfort.
No.
As crazy as that sounds.
Settle for you. That's what I'm trying to. It's settling. That's what I'm trying to say. If they don't really like you, they're settling. This is why
a girl can like you, but just not be comfortable because they don't go clubbing.
No. This is what I'm saying. This is what.
But I'm getting what I want, right? At the end of the day, I pulled. Right,
but you're pulling a chick who don't fuck with you. This is why you have guys in sexless marriages, because they're dealing.
I'm not marrying those chicks.
No. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying this is why guys get into sexless marriages, because they do the same thing you did, and then they marry those women, and then those women don't fuck them. Why? Because they never wanted to fuck them in the first place. So what I'm saying,
we're not those guys. Let's not compare ourselves to the average American.
You're still in the same thing, though. You're doing the same thing.
I think as a guy who's studying the game, you should talk to all types of women. I agree. You should figure out what all types of women are like. Red flags, green flags, high school dropouts, PhD degrees, broke living with their mom, all the way to successful multimillionaires. You figure out what you want. I think dating should have 2 phases. One for learning, right? Your first 2 years should just be going out, being a social scientist, talking to all kinds of people. Do some easy sets, do some hard ones. Then once you've gone on hundreds of dates, you've had many lays, and then you want to find your perfect girlfriend, you have the tools, you know what you want, right? But if you go right off the bat, like, hey, look, the next 2 years, I'm just going to screen for easy girls, you're going to get a certain archetype. I guarantee you. You're going to get the DTF, hood rat, the ones that are the best.
So wait, so
you're not gonna get like a Shanghai high society girl.
So
dad is a billionaire. You're not gonna pull them.
So Mike, so essentially
you're not gonna.
So you're essentially saying that if you deal with a woman and she makes it easy for you, then she's not the best.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying when you're learning the game, you should talk to a broad range of girls.
No, I agree. You talk to a lot of different girls. Yeah, you should talk to
different girls.
I agree.
Some of them that may not be that easy. You're just practicing. You're not dating them.
No.
Not making them your girlfriend. You're just practicing.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you. There's going to be women who are not going to be easy. The difference that we're saying is you're saying chase them. I'm saying replace them. That's the difference.
I'm not chasing them. I'm slowly pulling them back to my place.
No. You're chasing anytime.
I'm not sipping. I'm not giving them gifts. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just
anytime a girl gives you resistance, you continue. You're chasing. That's chasing.
I think of it as problem solving.
No. The problem is that you're chasing the woman. That's the problem. So you're not solving any problem. She don't like you like that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What I'm saying is that if a woman is giving you resistance and you keep going, like a lot of times you guys say shit test. She's giving you shit, whatever.
So,
that you chasing the woman. That's all. I'm saying.
So I spent an extra 2 hours on this girl.
Yeah,
I repeat this for 2 years, and my game is good. And then I go after obviously the girls that are into me right away.
But this is what I'm saying. How is your game good when you're mentally conditioning yourself to chase women?
I'm not chasing them.
Because okay, so you're saying that so you're saying at first you would spend 2 hours with a woman.
Bro. Listen, if I can get a difficult girl, I could get an easy girl. Why is that so hard to believe?
Okay,
if it takes me an hour to pull a girl, I can pull a girl that's grabbing my dick in the first 5 minutes.
Okay, so
it's not that hard, bro. Like let me say, you can't do the reverse. I can do the reverse.
So
if it takes me 2 hours to pull a chick, I can pull a girl in 2 minutes.
Okay,
or whatever, 10 minutes if they're down, right? I live in Vegas, bro. You know how fast and furious girls come and go in Vegas?
So Mike, what you're
It's the most charged.
So Mike,
Go ahead.
answer me. So you're saying, okay, at first you'll deal with a difficult girl, and that gets your like skill level up, right?
Get your skill level up. Then when you're good, you do whatever you want.
Okay, so now
you want to scream.
So now when you're good, you don't ever do 2 hours again, right?
If I'm filming footage or if I'm winging a
No,
client,
I'm talking about period, ever. I'm talking about ever. And this is what I used to do when I wasn't good.
Look,
good.
If a client pays me 10K to wing him, I can fucking keep the fat 200-pound girl occupied for 10 hours if I need to be.
No, I'm talking about you. I'm saying that.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying that if the concept is I'm going to deal with the difficult girl and that's getting my skills up.
Dude, I wing so many clients every weekend. I don't even want to talk to girls, dude. I'm probably more like you on my the off days. I'm like, if you don't want to fuck me in like 5 seconds, get the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But like, I have the capacity to wing clients. Mm. Like, if a client is talking to 2 girls and I got to occupy the friend, I can't be like, oh shit, I can only talk for 5 minutes. If I need to talk to 1 hour, talk to her for 1 hour, I'm talking to her for 1 hour. If she's fat and she needs popcorn, I'm helping her look for popcorn. And my student can pull, and then he leaves me a positive review. You know what I'm saying?
That's why it's hilarious.
So I got I gotta have all the tools. For me, this is I don't even care about girls, to be honest. I feel like dating coaches, we spend more time in front of the computer arguing than actually talking to a woman. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm probably not spending 2 hours plowing a girl for no fucking reason. I'd rather do a sales call.
So let me ask you a question.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I'm not fucking chasing difficult women for the hell of it. But when I was learning the game, yeah, right? Dude, think about it. 2 hours with a girl, I could have done 2 client calls. That could have been like 20 grand. Why would I talk to a girl for 2 hours? Doesn't like me.
But that's what I'm saying. Why would you ever do it?
But I've gone through the process, so I appreciate the learning lessons.
But the learning,
because it's made me a better person.
But
and you've done that too.
No, I've never done that. I've never in life spoke to a woman for 2 hours trying to smash. Never.
Well,
I swear.
Because you're born. I swear. Because you were born black and you knew how to talk when you were a kid. Bro, let me ask you that. Hey, when did you lose your virginity?
At 16.
All right, there you go.
What is that? What is that?
There you go. I got clients that are virgins at 30. So it's different.
But that's what I'm saying, because they're wasting time talking to women for 2 hours.
No, they're not talking to anybody. They're not talking to anybody. That's why they're on program. You gotta yell at them.
Oh man, this is
so I have a little opinion right now. Little controversial belief here. So I believe in the Pareto's principle, 80-20 rule. I'm sure you guys have all heard of that.
Sure, yeah.
Now, this is why I don't like to wave people off or write people off so early, is because I believe that 10% of people really like you, no matter what you say. They like you. And then the other 10% don't like you, no matter what you say. Yeah. And 80% in the middle, they're neutral towards you. They're open to you. So they're open to getting to know you more. Like Mike said, getting more comfortable around you, understand you, having that trust. And then maybe going home with you. So if you just write them off within the first 5 seconds, then you might miss out on a big chunk of people that you could have met.
Yeah, but why would I want to meet a woman who's not doing things on my terms?
They don't know you yet, right? It's like if you meet me on the street, I'm like, hey, let's go have dinner. You're like, I don't know you, motherfucker. What the fuck are you do? Right?
No, they do know me. They know my type. They don't need to know me. They need to know my type. Just like if you see a woman, you don't know her, but you're attracted. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that they know the type of guy I am. They know that this is what they come across. They come across guys that approach them and they're like, hey miss, I'm sorry to bother you. I'm sorry. I didn't really mean.
But we're not saying to do that. Just let's.
This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is one guy's like that and another guy knows how to fucking talk to a woman. So when I approach a woman and I talk to her, she knows I'm not like the other type of guy who don't know how to talk, who don't know how to fuck, who don't know how to deal with women. So cooperation is based on her recognizing I'm that type of guy.
Right. I understand that. Let's give you an example here. Me and Mike, right? We're basically the same type. We attract the same kind of women, but they don't know us. So they got to figure out who we are, right? They got to form trust. Let's say that Mike has an experience that can really connect with a woman and I can't, then the woman's going to like him more than me, even though we have the same exterior phenotype.
But what does a woman need to know when she fucks a guy upon first meeting him in the club?
Emotional connection. That's what she needs.
She needs an emotional connection to fuck?
Yeah, most people do.
No, she don't. She needs to be sexually attracted to you. She don't need an emotional connection. See, when women say they need an emotional connection, that's
10% of women. 10% of women are gonna see you, right?
You're filtering for that top small tip, dude.
The small 10%.
Hear me out. I feel like a lot of my black friends that are really good with women, a lot of them are actually indirect. They actually play against their stereotypes because most black guys are like too fucking direct.
You guys are so
most of my black friends, they're indirect as fuck. They're smooth. They go under the radar. They go indirect.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like if you just go direct, what separates you from every other black dude that's hella direct?
Because nobody's me. That's why. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a very simplified.
And it's that simple. What separates McDonald's from all the other fast foods? None of them have the Big Mac. You understand what I'm saying? That's what separates them. That's what I'm trying to say.
But in a club, I'm just an Asian guy like every other Asian.
Exactly, and that's
girls don't know that
Mike, you're right, because you think that way. You see what you said? I'm just a regular Asian dude, bro. So of course you got to go and talk to a girl for 2 hours.
But when I start opening my mouth, that's when the magic happens. Every second that starts ticking, the attraction gets higher and higher.
Okay, so it takes 2 hours?
Well, how will it do? Dude, are you telling me like you're a girl and you scan a room, there's like a fucking halo? Like, am I just glowing like Dragon Ball Z? Like, there's like fucking, there's like 50 Asians in the club. And she's just like, oh my God, there's like a Mike squatting Casanova over there glowing.
Right, and if she don't see you that way,
what are you talking about, dude? Like, let's base this on fucking reality, dude. Just because you think you're like special doesn't mean you're like.
But Mike, that's what I'm saying. You keep saying it's based this on reality. We all have different realities. So what I'm saying is
well, I'm based on reality.
No.
Like,
there's
I can bet. Look. I can bench.
As reality, it's everyone.
At my peak, I bench. My reality is I bench 3 plates. Right.
Mm-hmm.
If you think you can bench 20 plates, that's not reality.
So you can bench 3 plates, right?
I'm just saying my reality is based on reality.
No.
Your reality is just based on what you think.
No. So if somebody can bench 1 plate, isn't that their reality?
How much you can bench is how much you can bench. How girls respond to you is how they respond to you.
That's what I'm saying. So we have 2 different realities.
You can be confident, but that doesn't mean every girl is going to react to you the way you think about yourself in your head.
No, I don't need them to. The only ones that react to me based on how I see myself are the ones I pay attention to. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Nobody's disagreeing with that.
Right. So what I'm saying is that what you guys are doing a lot of times is you say, well, this woman isn't if I say I'm the shit and this woman doesn't agree, you guys are saying, well, she doesn't agree, you're the shit. Chase her, buddy. Just keep.
No, we're not saying that. We're not saying that. So you mentioned a good point about the Big Mac, right? You want to go to McDonald's to get the Big Mac. Let's pretend that black people are restaurants, fast food restaurants for this case. She doesn't know that you have the Big Mac unless she looks at the menu, right? And by looking at the menu, that's her way of talking to you. That's your way of talking to her. You know what I'm saying?
Popeyes.
So like she's like, okay, fast food restaurant. Let me see the menu. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why you gotta talk to her so that she knows.
How do girls know what you're all about without you opening your mouth?
No, because everything about me tells her that I'm that guy. Okay, check this out. I meet a girl who's 28 years old. She's been getting hollered at since she was 18. That's 10 years. You think in 10 years she can't tell the difference between a guy who knows how to talk to women and a guy who doesn't? A guy who's confident and a guy who's not? A guy who knows how to fuck and a guy who doesn't? Like, they know these things. So when I approach a woman and I'm looking good, smelling good, confident, I'm saying the things that I want to say, I'm directing her, I'm being intentional about what I want to happen. She's like, damn, this motherfucker reminds me of the other guy that I really, really was attracted to, who was like, I haven't seen a man in so long. I've seen all these males that's going to do what I say. But this guy over here is a man, finally. So she recognizes a man. Women recognize men. what you got to understand is, like I said, they submit to men, males submit to women. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you could call it adjusting, you could call it calibrating, it's still submitting to her. That's what I'm saying. And most guys are submitting to the woman, unfortunately, because they don't got no game. Because what happens is they think game is submitting to the woman until she fucking gives in. That's what they think game is.
No, we're not submitting. We're not teaching that here. Basically, I understand your point. We're not trying to teach people to be simps. But like I said, she recognizes you, right? She's like, okay, this guy has the goods. He's got the burgers, but does he have the Big Mac? And that's why we got to talk to them to tell her or showcase that we do have what she wants.
Right, but
that make sense?
That's what I'm saying. She already knows that you're the Big Mac.
But she knows that you're a restaurant.
The fried rice.
She's like, okay, you're not a food truck. You're not a food truck. You're a real restaurant. Legit.
You guys think that this is what I'm saying. You guys think that
my God.
But Aisen, this is what I'm saying. You guys think you gotta sit there and say a whole soliloquy to a woman and talk to her and get
nobody's
to
serenading, bro. We're just talking.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You think you need to
still busting her balls.
That's what I'm saying. You think you need to do all this talking to get her to recognize that she's attracted. Like she's like, man, I don't know.
No, we know if a girl's.
I am fucking crying now.
You understand? We're all fucking dating coaches. We've all fucked hundreds of girls.
Man.
Like
Right.
we know it. Dude, like I'm just saying, we're just arguing over teaching styles.
Right. No, but it's not even teaching.
You know
I think Mr. Locario is misunderstanding that we're not trying to teach men to
listen,
chase.
I think the guys that hired Asian dating coaches are going to be a different audience. The guys that hire black dating coaches, this is going to be a difference in opinion. I don't think we're ever going to come to.
I have Asian clients though. I don't understand. Like, what's the?
You're going to have 10 times more black clients, and I'm going to have 10 times more Asian clients.
No, I actually have more white. I actually have more white clients, but that's a whole different story. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not about the race; it's about the game. This is what I'm trying to say to y'all. So
race matters in game, bro.
Race matters.
Absolutely matters in game.
How? Tell me. Let's get into this.
Let me quickly read out this.
fucking-
let me just quickly read out this super chat and then let's get into this. Is exciting. Malachi Brown says Jackie Chan over here. Holy fuck! I can't read this.
Which one? Which guy?
Jackie Chan over here fixed. Fuck! I can't read this.
read it.
Just because he's Asian.
Y'all motherfuckers racist as hell up in here.
By default, he's good at math. False. Same rules apply to black people. Being born with game doesn't exist. You put in work to get results. What the fuck?
Well, I don't disagree with that. Well,
Oh,
what's the
yeah.
controversial part?
I don't know. Continue. Fuck.
Dude, we've been beating the same.
No, you're
Dang,
saying the race matters. What makes it matter?
It does matter.
How?
Same way cops profile race, everything. We're all being profiled.
No, I'm saying in the context of dating and relationships.
Okay. All right.
When you're dealing
Okay. Let's talk about approach, right? Because I'm Asian, I can go more aggressive. Does that make sense? If you're a black guy and you go aggressive to girls who aren't normally into black guys, it's too much.
Well, I'm aggressive all
Makes
the time. I'm aggressive.
Okay, well, then, but you also agree you get blown out all the time too.
What does blown out mean?
Means that they're not down for what you're proposing.
Right, and aren't there women who aren't down for what you're proposing also? Doesn't that happen to everybody?
At a smaller rate because I go in a little bit more smoothly.
No,
Sure.
you spend more time. That's the only thing, you spend more time wearing them down. But what I'm saying is that I'm saying, how does race
Okay, all right.
affect
What do you mean? How does
the game?
dude, race is perception, dude?
So how does it affect?
If you see a person, you're making a lot of assumptions based on the race. That's just how the world works. If you
I know, but
just
what I'm saying
race,
is, how
what you
does
wear
that,
is how you act.
how does that affect you attracting women? That's what I'm saying.
Like I said, people make first impressions based on limited information, right? So if you approach a girl, they're a certain race, you're gonna perceive it a little bit differently, right? If you meet a Latina with a BBL and she's acting a certain way, she's eating hot Cheetos, it's different than a Chinese international student who went to Yale.
What's the difference?
I'm gonna tackle it differently, dude.
All right. Okay. So how you
for an Asian girl, I'm gonna start with a little bit more comfort. I'm gonna talk about relatability. I'm talking about like school and shit, because they respect that kind of stuff. Right?
What if she would just want to get? Why does she care about school and shit?
What if she doesn't? I mean, like we're just going in circular reasoning.
But then that's what I'm saying. Why? Okay, why are you talking to her about school?
You act like every girl just wants to be fucked at some Starbucks.
Oh, they do.
Like they're just dripping wet, waiting for somebody to shove a
they do
dildo in them right now. This is
actually how I know they do.
Reality.
Go ahead.
Reality.
So you approach the Asian girl. That's
you can't because look, when you operate the way you do, you're not learning from your mistakes. You're not reflecting on your game. Basically, when a girl rejects you or they walk away or they're not about your direct approach, you're just like, fuck her. Like, I'm running my thing. I'm the shit.
I don't say fuck. I say have a nice day. I don't give a fuck about.
I'm saying in your head, you're like, whatever, dude. It's her loss. But you're not really reverse engineering what you could have done better. You're just fuck that shit. So you're not learning. You're not getting better.
Let's stop there. What could I have done better?
Not tell them you're gonna do the nasty, dude.
So if I tell a chick that I want to do the nasty, right, listen, and she doesn't want to do the nasty with me, why would I want to fuck with her?
Exactly. I'm just saying when an interaction doesn't go the way you want, you don't even think about how you can make it better. That's not asking. You're not reverse.
So how do you?
I'm just saying.
So how do you make better dealing with a woman who's not cooperating? That's what I'm asking.
Is your game like absolute pinnacle? There's no pauses for there's no chance for improvement. Are you saying your game is like
no? What I'm saying is
improve your batting.
What I'm saying is the game is not about the women. So what I'm saying is if it's not about the women, then it's about me, and she has to comply with what I'm doing. So if she's not doing that, what can I do better in order to make something happen better? If the interaction, she's already not doing what I want.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm literally saying you're not reflecting off of your approaches. In my opinion, if you want to get better, you got to reflect. Okay.
So give me an example of
how did I misinterpret this? Did I go too strong? Was my body language proper?
With a woman who
did I bring her about the right topics? I'm just saying most women are not going to be down that instantly. It's not.
This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. If the woman does not have high interest in me, let's say she has medium or even low interest in me, she looks at me like she has low interest to the point where
it's not about the girl. I'm just saying refining your game.
This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, what are we refining? That's the part we're not getting to. What is the refining for?
Being a better conversationalist.
No, but I'm saying the conversation I'm already talking is great. That's what I'm saying. I've already said and expressed what I wanted. So what else do I need to do different? That's what I'm trying to say. I already told her what it is. I already told her what I want and how I want it. And she basically was like, nah. So now what I'm saying, what could I do better in this?
So you agree with me? You don't think there's anything that you can improve in your game?
That's what I'm saying. You're not telling me what to
but like, I don't need to define specifically. I'm just saying you feel like your game cannot be improved. It's at its maximum peak threshold.
No. What I'm saying is you improve.
No, you tell me, can your game be improved?
No, what I'm saying is, first of all, no, I can't answer the question because you're saying game is in relation to trying to get the woman. What I'm saying is the game is about you. So if I'm improving, I'm only improving on myself. So what I'm saying is that if I want A, B, and C, and I tell the girl A, B, and C, and she says no, what else do I need to improve on when everything that I said was what it was supposed to be? That's what I'm trying to get you to explain.
I think we're just defining different things. Okay, so
because what are you improving to? What is the outcome of your improvement? What is the outcome?
The outcome is to increase your conversion rate.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. You keep saying the outcome is to get the bitches. So what I'm saying is that you're saying I need to improve. I need to do something different for them. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about do something different. You're going to do something different.
Based on your definition, you're not about improving yourself. You're just going to do what you're going to do.
I'm about improving myself for me. I'm not for a woman. What I'm saying is you're saying improve yourself for the woman. That's what you're saying.
In terms of what you say. So you're saying your game is the pinnacle of what you can say.
No, my game is what I am. So if I want this, I tell the woman, this is what I'm doing, this is what I want, and this is where I'm going. Now, she can either say yes or no. So what I'm saying is you're saying, well, improve it so she can say yes. That's what you're saying, right?
Just reflection, just being better at game in general.
Anyways,
no. What I'm saying is when you adopt that mindset, your game just stagnates. You're just literally like you hit a ceiling. You're just like, oh, I can go direct. I'm gonna say what I want, take it or leave it. Okay, bye. Your game flatlines, bro. It doesn't get any better. You don't become a more interesting
getting
person.
better is talking more to a woman who doesn't have high interest in you.
That's not the case.
It's
so wait, I think what he's trying to say is, yeah, my question is, Mr. Locario, like, when do you propose a nasty? Like, how long in the conversation do you tell them what you want?
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes it could be in the first minute. It could be in the first, like, you know, it could be in like within 5 minutes. Because sometimes if I'm at, like, for example, if I'm at an event and I'm just chilling with some of my friends, you know, I might just be having a conversation with a woman that I'm attracted to. And then what happens is, though, is that sooner than later, right, I'm going to let her know what my intention is in the conversation. So by the time the conversation is over, she knows I want to do this thing.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah.
That's all being direct. Because being direct being direct isn't even about, it's not about sex. A lot of guys think it's just about sex. I can be direct about, hey, I want to go on a date and get drinks. You feel what I'm saying?
That's good.
Is you have to let her know what you want so that she can respond based on what you want. You see what
100%, yeah. Now, do you feel like there's enough of a connection to propose what you want?
There don't need to be a connection. What connection needs to be there?
That's where we differ, because there has to be a connection for them. Like I said, 80% of women are going to be neutral towards you if they have connection.
What
they only have a
connection. Talk about the connection.
You got to have a connection. Just like me, I see you on the street. I'm like, hey, let's be friends. You're like, who the hell are you, man? You don't want to be friends with me. But if I say, hey, I'm also a dating coach, I do this and do that, let's do business together. You're like, okay, I'm down, right? You give me your number. There's a connection there.
Right. So in that scenario, there was a desire for me to connect with you based on the dating coaching. Yes. Now there's a desire
don't you want to know?
Wait, hold on. So there's a desire for the woman to connect with me because I'm a man and she's a woman. Yes.
That is true, but there's also other men that's just like you in the same place.
No other man like me. That's what I'm trying to get you.
But they don't know that yet if you don't talk to them.
They do know.
Yeah, they can't read your
on who I. Guys, okay, do you understand what recognizing means? The word recognize. The word recognize, when you break it down, means recognize. That means to know again. So what happens is women already know the types of men they're attracted to. So what happens when she sees you, she knows again the type of guy.
But she doesn't know you, right? Just like if you just look at me, you can't tell that I have
I know a lot of black dudes that can spit game, that have a lot of jewelry and a lot of bling.
This guy.
So how do you stand out? But you say I'm just one-on-one, but like, I don't know. There's a lot of black dudes that spit game.
So I'm my jewelry. Is that does that what you say? So because
I'm just saying, this is
me.
There's a lot of black dudes like you.
How is there a lot of black dudes like me? Tell me.
Just walk around, dude. You're in New York. There's a ton of black dudes that spit game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What are they doing that's like me?
They look like you. They wear the same shit like you. They're going direct like you.
So you're talking about surface level stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's all you're giving these girls.
Right.
How am I giving them surface level stuff?
Because you're not connecting with them. You're not getting to know them yet.
But this is what you guys
don't know what you do. They don't know your hobbies. They don't know your.
They already. Do you think that a woman in her mid to late 20s does not know what she likes?
I'm just saying,
they know what they like, but they don't know you, brother.
There's a lot of black dudes that are well dressed that can go direct.
That's what I'm saying. See, again, y'all thinking surface level. What I'm saying is when I walk into a room, right, and there's a woman there, and let's say she recognized me already based on how I'm dressed, how I look, or whatever, and I go up to her and I have a conversation with her, right? She does not know me in 5 minutes. She knows the type of guy that I am. So what I'm saying is she's attracted to the type. So what I'm saying is that there's other types of guys, right? And there are types of guys that they know they're not attracted to. So this emotional connection that you think that you're building, you're not really building an emotional connection. A lot of times you're dealing with women who are not really highly interested. They're not highly interested in you. They have medium or low interest, and you're just wearing them down. And you think wearing them down is making a connection. That's not a connect. Women
Not
say
necessarily.
women say I need an.
That's not where. That's a word choice. I would say an entertaining conversation. I was saying she's having a great time. I love closing girls that have never fucked an Asian guy. I don't like girls that only date Asian dudes. I like girls that are like, who the fuck is this guy? Who's this random ass Asian dude talking to me?
Why do you care?
I mean, do you want to date a white chick who's just been pulled by 50 other black dudes like right before you?
I don't care. I only care about what's happening.
I do.
So wait, when I walk into McDonald's,
I don't want my girl to be pulled by 50 of you. I don't want my future wife cannot be pulled by 50 of you.
Wait, hold on. So
it's not gonna happen.
I go to McDonald's, I'm gonna be like, wait a second, you guys serve billions?
Popcorn time. Holy shit.
I will. If that is the definition of simping, if that's the definition of simping, I guess I'm the world's biggest simp.
So because McDonald's serve billions, I shouldn't eat at McDonald's?
What does McDonald's have to do with this?
No, because
that burger is one-on-one. No, that burger hasn't been on 20, 50 BBC's penises.
He said, I don't want to fuck. I don't want to.
That burger was freshly made.
No,
each burger is its own entity.
You're saying you don't want to fuck with a woman who's fucked with all these Asian guys, right? So what I'm saying
or anybody.
Right. So you don't want to, right. So what I'm saying is that you don't go to McDonald's and say, damn, well, y'all served billions of cheeseburgers, so I don't want to fuck with you guys. No, you just go, all you care about is your order and getting your food. That's all you care about. You don't give a fuck about that. So why would
I care? I care.
So
I don't want my burger to be touched by 50 dudes in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's not touched. That burger still is only been tasted by one person.
No, but this is what I'm saying.
This is why I don't like mayonnaise.
So Mike.
This is why you don't want to date a J-Lo.
Mike, when you've
been passed around by 20 dudes.
Mike, when you
don't give a fuck. You would marry a girl that all your friends have like smashed.
Yes. What Mike. All
right. Well, I think that's worse than being a simp. That's like sloppy.
So Mike, let me ask you a question. How do you figure out how many guys she fucked?
You could just tell based on the questions they asked, the hesitancy.
Okay, so
how we fucking know, bro.
No. So how do you know if a woman fucked 20 guys versus 22 guys?
You don't know exactly, but
he's Asian. He's gonna do the math.
Bro,
tell me. No, listen. Logically, tell me, and I'll be like, all right, cool. That's what it is.
All right. Okay, all right. Let me explain to you. All right. So, what types of friends she hangs out with? Okay. We analyzed her social circle group. Most of their friends are in relationships, or are most of their friends they go on outside, right? Also, you can ask her how many relationships she has been in, and how many years those relationships were. You can have a rough estimate. How quick, if you pull a girl in 5 minutes, she tells her friend, all right, I'm gonna go with this guy. All right, see you later. Good luck, have fun. It ain't her first fucking rodeo.
So if a woman makes you wait, her body count.
I can't tell if a girl's body count's like 20 versus 22. But you bet I could tell if a girl's like body count is 3 versus 30. Yeah.
How? So if a woman makes you wait or takes longer to
if they get pulled by you, their body count is over 30.
No. I'm asking a serious question. So if you're talking to that woman for 2 hours, that means her body count's lower because she made you work for it?
It doesn't mean that. You got to triangulate with like 20 different parameters and sets of data.
Okay, so
it's not inversely related to how long.
So she makes you wait. She goes to church. All her friends are upstanding citizens. That makes you know.
The more data I have, the better I can triangulate. Right. Obviously, it's not an exact science.
What's the data? Okay, so what's the data that lets you know the woman has a high body count? Oh no. Fuck that. What's the data that lets you know she doesn't have a high body count?
If I pull her with your game, she has a high body count.
No. I'm saying she doesn't. What is the data that lets you know this woman does not have a
especially with like Asian girls, they act awkward, the types of questions they say. Usually with girls that are low body count, they're kind of standoffish, but then once you get them alone, they kind of don't know what to do. Girls with high body counts, just the way they interact with guys, you just know, right? The way they say goodbye to their friends, the way they let themselves isolate. Girls that generally have low body counts, they're kind of uncomfortable getting isolated from their friends. They're like, oh shit, like I don't know what to do. I can't find my friends. They're a little bit scared, right? You ask them often do they go to the club, where they grew up, right? If they lived in like the Midwest, you know, things like that. It's going to give you, again, it's not an exact science, but the more data, the more things you know about her, the better. And this is why when you pull a girl in 5 minutes, there's a lot of things I don't know about her, right?
So
when I
basically,
talk longer.
so everything you said, there's other variables of why
there's other variables.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. So how do you know that that's attributed to her having a low body count? That could be other reasons.
Well, like I said, when it comes to game, there's no like exact formula, right? You're making your best decisions based on limited information.
So what I'm saying is that what you're talking about, you still can't, because all the things you said, a woman could still have a high body count.
You can. But dude, like I feel like you don't understand probability. Can and will are like two different things.
Right, but this is what I'm saying.
Probability. Listen.
Let me ask you.
Listen, probability is listen. Let me explain probability, okay? 1% versus 99, 2% versus 98, 10% versus 90, 40% versus 60. These are different percentages.
Yo,
math.
This is what you're not understanding.
Let's go through algebra and trig and let's go through these probabilities, right? You can't just say, well, you know, how do you know there isn't a spaghetti monster on the other side of the moon?
But this is what you're not getting. You said, I'm gonna say some stuff you said.
Could be noodles.
Right. You said that one of the things is she's kind of nervous and awkward around you, right? Yeah. That can just literally mean that
it can.
Right, it can mean why it's not attracted to you. So
it can.
Okay.
It can.
But she could have been gobbling dicks like crazy.
She could. She could. So
that's
a smaller percentage. No, that's why the more data you have, the better you can make an assessment.
But you're the only point of data. So what are you talking about? If you meet a woman and she's acting that way towards you, you are the only point of data.
You can meet a girl that's into you and still ask a lot of beginner questions.
Right, but what I'm saying is anything she says to you, does to you, act towards you is specific to you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So what I'm saying is she could act that way towards you because for whatever reason, she just may feel like, oh, I'm not attracted to this guy. He's weird. I don't really like him. And then for the other 10 different, 15 different, 20 different guys that she's really attracted to, she's gobbling nuts. And what I'm saying is that you think because she acted that way towards you, you can tell her body count. What I'm saying,
I can't.
There's no way to tell. It's impossible.
Look, a girl can be into you and not be down right away.
What I'm telling you is
a girl can really like you and show that they really like you, but they don't know how to show PDA. They're not that sexual. It's happening, bro.
She's not into you. This is what I'm trying to say.
That's false. That's false. Go talk to more Asian girls. Yo, go talk to more Asian girls. She could cook for you. She could be really into you. She could ask a lot of beginner questions, especially when you're in the bedroom. They ask a lot. Look. When you're in the bedroom, you pull out your dick, and she asks a lot of beginner questions. That's going to give you some indicator. I'm not saying at the club. I'm saying like you already pulled a girl.
What's a beginner question? What's a beginner question?
Shit like I closed a girl a week ago. Like she didn't like. We're doing doggy. She didn't know how to arch her back. I knew she had a.
So wait, her not being able to arch her back makes you think
that's one data.
Wait, so
one out of many. That's one out of many. That's one out of many.
So like 10. Wait, hold on. Wait,
Mr. Locario, listen. It's multiple data points that gives you a higher degree of confidence. Does that make sense? So you get one piece of information. There's a little bit more uncertainty. You get two pieces of information. All right, it's kind of like how GPS works, right? One GPS, your accuracy is not very good, right? The longer you talk to a girl, the more questions you ask, the more screening questions, the more filtering questions you ask, the better you can triangulate. But I agree, there's no such thing as 100% accuracy, obviously.
Mike, what I'm saying to you is...
But like, what are we arguing here?
I'm saying...
What are we arguing?
This is what we're arguing. Do you think that if a woman is looking at you as somebody she wants to present a certain type of image to, don't you think her answers to your questions or her responses to you are going to be a specific way? So in other words, if she is looking at you and say, man, Mike, I like him. I hope I don't want him to just fuck me. I want him to be my boyfriend. So what she's going to do is she's going to say, oh, well, let me look in my woman Rolodex and see this is how I act to guys who I want to wife me up, because this is the type of thing they want. They want with low body count. So
they can do that. They can do that.
Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
They can. They can. It's possible. Right? But again, when we're arguing how women behave, there's thousands of women who can act all different. So I'm not disagreeing with any of this. But what I will say is, as a whole, a guy who's good with game, who's talked to a lot of women, over time will have some sort of rough estimate on a girl's body count. Not every girl, but have a better idea than a guy who has less experience. Okay?
So
a girl that, like, okay, so I closed two girls. One, I clearly know she had a higher body count, right? Her ex-boyfriend, just like, it's night and day, right? Obviously, she dated her ex paid for her boobs, just the way she responds on the internet. Like, you could tell a girl has a certain amount of bandwidth. If they're talking to a lot of dudes on online dating apps, you could tell their attention is just like spread amongst a lot of dudes.
So that means she has a high body count?
That's one indicator.
So what about
one of many factors?
Her using those guys for attention and money and trips and all that stuff, and just not fucking them?
Or that. But I also closed her too, so it wasn't very hard.
So why couldn't it just be she was really attracted to you?
Because she's not responding that much.
What do you mean?
You see what I'm saying? She gives it out easily. A girl that really likes you, when you have sex with them, they're generally like hooked, right? If a girl has low body count, her bandwidth is more locked into you. Does that make sense?
So you're saying
if a girl, here's the thing, right? It's not hard to have sex with girls. A lot of girls will give it up very easily. It doesn't even mean they like you. Like, I don't know why you think a girl having sex with you equates to like, dude, a girl can like you more without having sex than a girl who let you put it in her butt within the first 20 minutes. Okay. I've had girls that I've like hooked up and then they've been ghosted. So sex is not a strong indicator of anything. It's not that hard to get laid. It doesn't say anything.
So if it's not that hard to get laid, why are we spending 2 hours to get laid?
Okay. Over the past 14 years, I've had interactions that were 2 hours long. That is not my average pull time. You see what I'm saying? I'm giving you the extremes of some of my interactions.
Right, but you said
that makes sense.
Right, but you said
that makes sense. I don't need to talk to girls for 2 hours.
Right, but you said doesn't want.
Do you see what I'm saying? So if we're looking at a bell curve, we're looking at a standard deviation, the 2 hours on the peak end of the tail. That's not my average time. I'm capable of pulling much faster.
Right, but what I'm saying is, based on what you just said about women being easy, sex being easy to get, what sense does it?
It could be easy or hard. I'm just saying it doesn't equate to a girl likes you that much.
But if it's easy or hard, why do it hard?
I've already said this many times. It's about practicing. It's about getting better verbals. I think we kind of.
It's about having sex with the right ones and not having sex with the wrong ones. It's like if I go into a club right now, if I say, hey, want to fuck, to every girl, maybe one girl is going to want to come back with me. But if I get to know them a little bit, connect with them a little bit, maybe 20 girls will be interested in me, right?
So those 20 girls who are interested in you, they wouldn't have been interested in you if you directly let them know you were interested in them sexually?
Yep. You would ruin sex by doing that. You would blow them out.
So that means they're dealing with you without high sexual interest, yes?
Like I said, 10% of people are going to love you, 10% not going to like you, and then 80% are going to be open to you.
You're missing out the 80%.
You got to connect.
You refuse.
That's what I'm saying. We're agreeing. So what we're saying is that the women that you talk to, the 20 women that you had the quote unquote emotional connection with, they weren't highly sexually attracted to you, which is why you had to build that emotional connection.
Some women don't have types.
Happen.
Right? They're like, I don't really have a type because, like me, I don't have a type, man. My type could be the same type as Mike today, could be the same type as Mr. Locario tomorrow. Next day, it could be completely different. So it's all about, for me, having that connection, just like me and you, right? If I meet you.
Also, like, getting laid is easy. Maybe I want to know about the girl.
Yeah.
What do you want to know about?
Maybe I don't even. Maybe I want her to have a brain. Maybe I want to know she's accomplished.
Why?
It's like having friends, right? You don't fuck your
friends.
I
don't want to marry a girl that's fucking dumb.
Wait, you want to be friends with a woman?
No, that's like you don't fuck your guy friends, but you want to hang out with them. You want to spend time with them. You want to play sports, bowling.
I want a girl who knows how to invest. I want a girl who went to college. I want a girl who likes working out. I want a girl who help me with my photography. You're just trying to fuck?
That's one thing, right?
Dude, that's just one aspect. We all have fucked so many girls. That's like the bottom. That's like,
okay. So you're saying so you're talking about if you're
basically like not being poverty. Having sex is like the lowest tier of requirement.
No, I agree. I'm just saying that
any retard can get laid.
No, I agree. Like, I'm just saying. I'm talking about. Do you care about her having a brain and accomplishments? If
yeah.
If you're just trying to fuck,
compliability, cool, everything.
No. I'm saying you said you care if she has accomplishments, she has a brain, you want to get to know who she is. What I'm saying is, you want to get to know who she is if you're just gonna fuck her tonight and never call her.
I'm not just trying to fuck because it's so easy to fuck.
We're not just trying to fuck that night, you know.
I'm saying if you're just if you're just trying to fuck or you just want her as a fuck buddy. What I'm saying is, what do you want to get to know about her?
But that's not what we're about. We're about self-improvement. We're about like becoming better men, becoming.
But how are you becoming a better man when you're chasing the woman who don't?
No, you're not.
You're not chasing the woman who don't want to fuck.
You're not chasing them. You're just talking, bro.
Yeah, you're just talking. It's like me talking to you, right? We're not gonna fuck right now, are we? I don't think so.
Right, but there's a purpose. But there's a purpose.
Look,
right now.
Listen. Maybe I talked to a girl from Australia. She's from Sydney. Maybe I want to ask her about Bondi Beach. Maybe I want to talk about like the best clubs, so that when I meet another girl from Australia who actually does like me, I'm gonna have more materials. Do you see what I'm saying? You're not gonna have meaningful conversations in 5
Okay, so do you care about the whole the bonsai?
Yeah, I care about geography. Yeah, I travel.
So
Bondi Beach. Okay, I want to do muscle ups.
So are you asking the woman about that, or are you asking the woman about it? Are you asking her because you care, or are you asking her because?
Yeah, I do care. I care about all the questions I ask. I'm naturally a scientist and engineer, and I like traveling. I got a lot of hobbies. I like bazillion fucking activities.
Right. So this is my question.
I care.
This is my question. If you meet a woman and you just want to fuck, I don't want to have a relationship. But that's all I want.
Look, if you just want to fuck, just go pay a prostitute. Why are we even in here? Why are we doing self-development?
This is what I'm just asking the question. If you just want to fuck, so okay, have you ever fucked a girl and you just wanted to fuck her? You don't want a relationship with her. You don't want nothing else to do with her.
Yeah, I just call her up and I have her come to my house.
Thank you. Now, do you care about that woman's life? Like, do you care about her accomplishments and all that other shit?
The reason I just want to fuck her is because she's probably not that interesting of a person.
Okay, so if she was
if a girl had, if she had more, if a girl had more to offer, I would take what she has to offer. The reason you only want to fuck a girl is she doesn't have a brain.
Does that make
sense?
That's not true. No, this is what I'm asking though. What I'm saying is, if you just want to fuck the chick, you're saying the only reason you want to fuck her is because there's nothing else about her interesting, right? That's what you're saying.
Okay. If a girl was more interesting, had connections, was rich, went to cool events, I would be interested in that, right? Let's say, this girl let's say hypothetical girl A that you just wanted to fuck, okay?
Right.
She knew how to make $10 million a day, and she could help you make $10 million a day. After you fucked her, would you be like, hey, can you show me how to make $10 million? You would, right?
If that was my agenda, absolutely. But the key word
you would. If she had other skill sets or interesting qualities, you probably would take some interest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the key word is
you're banging these fucking Colombian and Brazilian chicks that you have no commonalities with, and you fuck them and you release because there's no actual emotional connection.
Right, but this is what I'm saying. The reason why I'm asking the question is I'm trying to figure out what is the reason for wanting to get to know the woman. And so what I'm saying is I
want to know, it's not about the woman. It's about building your model of the world. Having $1 million mouthpiece, being able to talk about different countries, different interests, different careers. Like I said, getting laid is
right,
so fucking easy.
And all I'm trying to
look, I could go out in Vegas. I have like a 95% pull rate.
This is what I'm saying. All I'm saying,
you know what I'm saying, like, it's just a waste of time. I'd rather find a quality girl.
I'm trying to understand because, you know, men do things with purpose, right? This is how men operate. So now, I heard y'all talking about being friends with a chick. There's a purpose of being friends with women. You know, caring about, so let's say I meet a woman and she has a brain, right?
Okay, sure.
Her being smart don't mean shit to me unless her being smart aligns with my agenda. So if her smarts can go with her following my direction to do what I need her to do, then it makes sense. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, it sounds like a lot of times when you're talking, it's like, well, you know, I care about her having a brain and doing this and doing that, but I'm like, but why? And so if you're saying, well, I care about that because I actually want this, then yeah, that makes sense. But if you're saying, well, I care about this chick's brain, right? And, you know, and the only chicks that I fuck and just fuck is because they don't have a brain. You understand what I'm saying? What that essentially to me is saying is that the chicks that have a brain, you would just continue to deal with them based on that, but not necessarily your agenda. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand. But like I said, when you meet a stranger, there's a lot that you don't know. You uncover it over time. Kind of like Aisen said, it's not like their brains aren't just laid out with all their memories and capabilities, right? As you talk to them, you uncover hidden gems, right? Red flags, green flags. And then you're like, oh, I like this girl. We have similar hobbies. I want to get to know her more. That's the only way you can expand upon that is through time, more dialogue, right?
Right.
So that's how, like, you don't know what you don't know. So it's going to take time to uncover.
Right. But this is what
that makes sense.
Right. But what I'm saying is, how is she any use to you if she's already giving you resistance? Because you've been
not.
She's
not giving you resistance.
You don't know that.
No, but but Mike's been talking about that the whole time. He said,
no, he's not saying that whenever you get resistance, you keep on pushing. He's saying that you want to get to know them first. So she's not resisting you yet. She's not giving you rejection at this moment. It's not like, oh, I'm sorry, man, I don't like you. Bye.
No.
Please leave.
What he said there are women that don't like him, and he feels good that he gets the woman at the
once in a while for video.
Right. So
I don't like for a challenge once in a while. This is not like I'm not fucking going out every day beating my head against the wall.
But this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, how can a woman be of any use to you if in the beginning, if you're doing those things at any point, right, you are rewarding her uncooperative behavior with more of your attention. So how could any skills or know-how or brains that she has be of any use to you if she's already not complying with you? So if you say, hey, teach me how to make $10 million, she's gonna be like, no, because she already told you no for other things. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, where you guys are conditioning guys to follow and chase women who are uncooperative, but then at the same time, you're like, man, I like a chick who has a brain and this and that, but it's like, what's the point if her brain is going to be no use to you if she's not cooperative to you in the first place?
That's so. First of all, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying to chase after women who's uncooperative. And secondly, just because, let's say someone doesn't want to have sex with you, doesn't mean that they're not able to do other stuff with you. Like, for example, me and everyone in this room are not going to have sex anytime in this lifetime, right? I don't think so. No one said anything to me, right? But we can still do business together. We can still have dinners together. We can still get on these chats together, right? Just because we can't do one thing doesn't mean we can't do everything.
No, but Aisen, it's the thing. If my agenda when I'm dealing with a woman, so I want her to follow my lead, right? And whatever that is, whatever direction I give her, I need her for. So let's take sex out of it. Let's say I tell this woman, I need you to make me peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on the first date. If she says no, we're done. So I don't care how smart she is. I don't care what school she went to. I don't care who her dad is. I don't care how much money she got. This woman is not cooperating. So she is of no use to me. That's what I'm saying. You understand that? That's what I'm trying to get to. So what I'm saying is you're talking about, oh, well, I like a girl who has this and this and that. And I'm like, why would I need to get to know her and find that out if all I need to get to know is she going to follow my lead? That's all I need to know.
The truth is, like, sometimes women don't want to make you a peanut butter sandwich on the first date because they don't know you yet. But if you're a girlfriend, you have a girlfriend, she's going to want to do that for you. She's going to maybe cook you some crawfish as well.
So why would you make a woman your girlfriend that told you no in the first place?
It's not reasonable to ask someone to make you a sandwich on the first date.
Take time to build.
Right. And
it's like, well, listen, if I meet a girl and she doesn't build me a fucking house on the first date, fuck that bitch.
No,
if she doesn't donate, if she doesn't donate her kidney and fucking give me her type O blood, she ain't down. She's not my ride or die, bro. Like you're out of touch with the reality.
Yeah, let's say that, Mr. Locario. This is a good example. We can talk about this. Yeah, let's say that me and you, we just met, right? You're like, hey, on our first meeting, I want you to make me a sandwich. I'm like, no, why? But then if we're kicking it, right? You're chilling at my place, you're hungry. You're like, hey, you got a sandwich? I'll make you a sandwich then, right? Because I know you now.
Oh no, that's different.
I'm gonna make you a stir fry.
Wait. That's different. That's different because you're a guy and I'm a guy. I'm talking about a man and a woman. And what I'm saying, I would never tell a woman to give me her kidney because that's too big of an ask at the beginning, because now she's gonna think she's more important to me than she is at the moment. So what I'm telling her to do is something small, like make me the peanut butter jelly sandwich or suck my dick. You understand what I'm saying? So now, if she
why not both? Why not both? You know, makes perfect sense.
So now,
dude, I feel like if a girl made me a peanut butter jelly sandwich, that's like basically her telling me she can't cook.
No.
I feel like I would never talk to her again.
But this is what I'm saying.
She better be making me some like dim sum or something.
Mike, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I'm telling her to do right what I need her to do. So I have to test her to see if she's going to do what I say to do.
We all know.
Or hold on. Or so I got to test her that, because if she doesn't do that simple thing, I don't care how fucking smart, accomplished this woman is. She don't listen to what I'm saying, so she is of no use to me. So her smarts, all of that is going to be no use to me, because she's going to give me more uncooperative behavior later on down the line. This is what I'm saying, you guys. You have to have 100% cooperation from the jump. So what I'm saying is that you're saying, well, there are girls that I will spend 2 hours with and then finally get a yes at the end of the day, but she was giving you resistance damn near the whole 2 hours. And so what I'm saying is, how is that woman going to be of any use to you if she's already shown you that she is not going to listen?
We're talking another girl on the next boot camp. It's just practice. None of these girls mean anything. They're all just practice. It's practice, bro.
So why are you practicing talking to women who are not into you? That's my whole thing that I'm trying
because once you have the skill, then you can not do it. That makes sense.
Not talk to women.
I don't plow 2 hours now. I've done it in the past.
Right, but you said that you
I don't do it now.
Right, but you said you would go.
I don't do it now.
You said you would go on a date with a woman who didn't fuck you on the first when you wanted to fuck.
That's happened, yeah. If you date enough girls, not every girl is gonna want to fuck on the first date.
Right, I'm saying if you wanted to fuck and she told you, let's wait. She told you no. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is
okay. And then we fucked on the second day. So you're just gonna be like, no.
Right. Yes. No. Because now what I'm saying is that if you end up, for hypothetical, you marry that woman and she tells you, well, I'm not in the mood tonight. I don't feel like it. Can we? And you end up in a sexless marriage. You know why that happened? Because the first time when you told her let's fuck, she told you no. So what I'm saying is everything that happens in a relationship with a woman from the beginning is going to play out all the way through. Well, you guys think,
I understand.
I can change.
But I'm not marrying every girl I'm fucking.
Right, but what I'm saying is,
I could fuck 1,000 girls. I might marry one of them.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if your mindset is to get with a woman who told you no, why would you change that later on when you're dealing with a woman who you?
I'm just enjoying the ride, dude.
Well, there's two ways to look at it, right? Number one is it's like breaking a horse. You know, I'm from Texas, so I'm gonna give you this analogy. In the beginning, when you try to ride a bronco, that thing is gonna try to buck you off. But then later on, when you break into it, is gonna get familiarized and trust you, then he's gonna let you ride him. So same thing with
Are we
women,
gonna
right?
get
It's like
canceled?
they gotta get familiarized with you. And secondly, with the example of if she's not giving it up on the first date, and I believe when it comes to a marriage, it's a partnership.
Oh Lord.
Sometimes people don't want to do certain things, right? Sometimes I don't want to fuck either, right? And it seems like you're not looking for a wife, you're looking for like a servant. It's like, yes, sir, no, sir, right?
Yes. Because
Why?
what is,
Where were you born? Maybe like
what
this
is
is
this? Wait, what is this?
not an American
Hold on,
thing.
hold on.
But look,
I
but
heard you.
if you look
I
at
heard
it, like
hold on.
look at marriage divorce rates among Asians versus Black societies. There is a huge gap.
Heard y'all say I heard you say the P word. Partner.
What's P?
Yeah.
Ain't no woman my partner. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, we just on different things.
Yeah.
Because this is what I'm saying. Like, this whole thing of, well, maybe I won't feel like having sex on this day. Cool. But that's you being the king of your castle saying we ain't gonna do it tonight. It shouldn't be her telling you what's going to go down.
But what's the point of having a woman in your life if she's not the partner for your life?
Because
So like I could just hire a maid or hire a servant or even a prostitute.
She's the
They're
help.
gonna want to have sex anytime I want.
She's the helpmate. You understand? She's the secretary. You're the boss. You see what I'm saying? You're making your woman be the CEO, which
No. So I want to grow together with a woman, right? I don't want me to like support her and do all that. I want us to support each other. That's the difference. Like I met women who brought me down. I met women who I didn't improve with, and I met women who I improved with exponentially. We did different things, big things together. And that's what I want. I don't want someone to just cook me meals. Yeah, I can hire someone 40 grand a year for that. No problem. Why do I need that? I want someone that I can trust as a best friend, as a soulmate, someone that I can ride and die with.
soulmate. I don't understand his best friend stuff with women. I just don't.
Well, we're not best friends. I don't think anybody's saying we're best friends.
But this is what I'm saying. If you're a leader, how is she your partner?
You can both lead. You lead,
Y'all both lead?
Yeah.
Oh.
The thing is, it's a partnership. Just like if we have a business together, we might disagree on something. That's fine. We work it out. What's the big deal?
Wait, give me an example of disagreeing on something.
Let's say that you want the curtains to be pink and I want them to be blue, right?
Mm-hmm.
We work it out. Maybe you get pink this time and then I'll get blue next time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What's wrong with that?
So compromising?
The thing is, you want her to be happy, right? Happy, you got to make sure she's happy because you care about her. She's just not just like a random girl on the streets.
Right. But this is the thing. You know what's going to make a woman really happy is when she finds a man that she wants to follow. So she's in alignment with you. She's committing to you. So there's not going to be these arguments or we're both leading and we both take turns. It's like, no, this is the program. She follows it. Just like when a person, gets a job at a company, they're like, if they work at Target, they go to Target, they wear the red shirt, right? And they follow Target's rules. And
but I want a woman who's able to think for herself. Like the women that I date always make six figures. They're always like somewhat of a celebrity, well-known or some shit to bring value into my life. I don't need an employee. I don't need a secretary.
But so wait, employees don't think for themselves?
They don't think for themselves because they're working for someone else. They're thinking.
So an employee, when they work someplace, they're not thinking for themselves.
That's why they're working for someone else.
No. When they're doing the task, can they quit? Can they not come into work? Can they come in late?
Yeah. And so can you, whatever you want, right?
That means
your woman that you think you have control over could quit.
No,
yeah, dude. I think we're kind of deviating, right? So obviously, Aisen grew up in Texas, has a very religious background. Mr. Locario is from New York. I would say I'm the guy that spanned from very wholesome to banging 20 chicks in 2 weeks in Brazil. But I think we're kind of getting off topic. But I think the original topic is, should we talk a little bit longer to girls just to expand their knowledge, right? So look, man, like I said, if you can go direct sometimes, you can go indirect sometimes. Just don't be like a guy that's only doing one trick pony. I feel like, getting girls in 5 minutes, It's great. I mean, are your parents still together, Mr. Locario, or not?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, well, mine is, right?
What does that mean?
But I'm just saying, like,
What does that mean?
you know, I think in Asian culture, it is very different. Like Black culture, the family dynamics is a little bit different. Right?
How? Tell me.
I think the dad's not there.
That's not where. My dad is in my life. What are you talking about?
Okay, but like in a lot of families, that the mom and dad are separate, right?
In what families? In Black families?
Yeah.
I have no idea. What I'm saying to you is, what does it
Okay,
mean? What does it mean that you're
that's going to affect your how you view long-term dating, right?
No, what does it mean? What does it mean that your parents are together in a marriage? What does that mean?
Well, I think we take dating from our parents. Like my dad was a fucking alpha. He got a PhD degree. He came to America. My mom fucking followed. She didn't say anything. She basically said yes. And so I kind of grew up following my dad's personality type, right? So I'm definitely not the type of guy that would submit to a woman. But I do want a woman. But talking at a club for a few minutes, I wouldn't say that's submitting. But listen, but I do want a woman who's highly educated that can, like, if I want kids, they're fucking going to Harvard, they're going to Stanford. I don't want some dumb chick who, like, here's an example, right? I remember watching this viral video. It's like some husband was asking her wife, if our daughter was in a forest, would you rather have her with a bear or a man? And the wife was like, "Oh, I'd rather have the daughter with the bear." I don't want any girl to have, like, they need to be aligned with my decisions and think the same logic as me, right? So that's why it's not just enough to, like, have a girl that's DTF. They got to be aligned with my thought process, my logic, and my vision, right? So that's why it's important for me to, like, talk to girls a little bit longer, because you know, like in Vegas, I'm living in Thailand for the time being. Dude, getting girls is so easy, man. That should not be like the benchmark for conversation. I think most guys here, if they've taken more than one boot camp, knows how to get laid. I think it's just about getting higher quality women,
What's a high quality woman?
More attractive, intelligent, good family upbringing, right? No daddy issues, none of that shit. Right? Good habits, good social circle, good friend groups, goes to the gym, went to a good school, right?
Credit score.
But obviously, you know, everybody's dating preference is different. Those are
right. That's what I was about to say, because high quality is dependent upon the subject. You understand? The observer, the experiencer. So this is what I'm saying, like, because a lot of times, see, high quality to me is a woman who listens to what the fuck I say as soon as I say it. I don't need to speak to her for hours. High quality is a woman who's going to fuck me when I say fuck me, and don't tell me we got to wait till the second or third date. You understand what I'm saying? That's a high quality woman, because I'm a high quality man, and everything that she's doing is a reflection of me, which is why it's being done, and which is why I even fuck with her. You understand what I'm saying? The problem is, a lot of times when guys are talking about high quality, they're talking about surface level shit that doesn't actually mean anything to them specifically. That's why, if you notice, a lot of the questions that I'm asking you, a lot of times is about you specifically as a man and what your specific program is. The problem is, I'm hearing a lot of flip-flopping of, well, it depends on where she grew up at. It depends on if she's this girl or that girl. And it depends on if she's my wife and my partner. And it depends. And it's like, why is all these depends and it's flexible when you're a man? It's like, you're a man. This is what it is. And that's what it's going to be. Like, I don't understand what's all this other extra shit.
Yeah, because I want a woman that is on the same level as me, not below me. That's it.
Who said anything about below? I'm talking about cooperate. Listen, if I like to skydive, right? And I say, listen, women who date me or in a relation we need to skydive. I don't want no woman who hates skydiving. I don't want no woman trying to take up skydiving to get with me. I only want the women who want to skydive. So the only women who are going to be dealing with me is the ones who skydiving. So I'm not making them skydive. They didn't start skydiving because of me. They were already skydivers. So what I'm saying is that they're already aligned with me. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is when women aren't aligned with you, then you start to change based on them and try to get them. So you say, well, you know,
No one is changing. We're not proponent of
No,
we're not proposing that change. We're saying that we have different values, obviously, Mr. Carl. You value women who can respect you and honor you, as well as just being a subservient person to you. Whereas like I value a person who is on the same level as me, meaning that they have their own business, they can live without me, they don't need my money, they have their own
how can she be on the same
career.
level as you if you're a man?
We'll say what?
How can she be on the same level as you when you're a man? And
I want to say financially, mindset wise as well. So I want a partner. I don't want a servant.
okay,
I don't want a maid.
Partner, I forgot.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
she wants a Layla Hormozy.
Right.
yeah, something like that.
To his
Yeah.
Alex Hormozy.
See,
Exactly.
the thing is, I don't want to serve it either. What I want is a woman who cooperates. Cooperate means working with.
Oh shit, bro. Yeah.
That's what it means.
For
So
sure. I don't think we're disagreeing with any of this.
No, but
we're all in agreement.
No, but he's saying he wants a partner. So that's a 50-50.
Yeah, we work towards our
see,
goals, right? It's like if I want to do this, if I want to open up a new nonprofit and she knows how to do that, let's build one together.
So who has the final say?
We both do.
No, but okay, you want blue curtains, she want pink curtains. Who has the final say?
Sometimes she can get pink, sometimes I can get blue, right?
So you're gonna switch
you
out.
Don't have one curtain, bro.
You only have one.
We got different rooms, man. It's like, yeah, we can have our own room. Yeah, her room, my room, and our room. It's fine.
You know,
we can make it work.
The Chinese are communists.
Guy.
They're just gonna split the room in half.
Aisen is a wholesome Bible guy, so he's gonna be very PC and
yeah. I mean, that's what happened with our last place. We had different curtains. You know, I wanted this kind of curtain. She wanted this kind of curtain. I was like, all right, put that in my room. Get that in your room.
So what happens if there needs to be a decision made that can't be split?
Then we'll make a different decision next time. So let's say that we're going to a restaurant. She wants sushi. I want steak. Let's go to sushi maybe today, or let's go to steak today and sushi next time. No big deal.
Oh, so you'll submit to her in that moment.
Sometimes we change, right? It's like, hey, coin toss, or you pick the next place. Doesn't matter. It's not that serious, brother.
Okay, well, hey, listen, man, more power to you if that works out. I could never do it. I can never.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it's not for everybody.
Never. That's cool. That's wild.
Alrighty. Let me just throw in the super chats then. Unique79 says, Mike, race does not matter. Being a man matters. Remember, the Oriental population is one of the biggest in the world, along with India. Is that an accident? Go figure. Shout out to Mr. Locario. And Tazzy says, Mike keeps bringing up race. His goal must have got smashed by a black dude.
No, listen. Girls that like Asian dudes don't usually date black guys, so you're actually wrong.
You said, wait, girls
that usually date Asian guys don't usually go for black guys. Don't usually.
What makes you think that?
I mean, it's pretty common sense, bro.
How is it common sense? What do you mean?
Pretty common sense.
Well, let's look at it this way.
Listen,
Girls.
All right, listen.
Well,
if you want to test that out, bro, listen. Come to Asia. I'll mic you up. We'll do some approaches.
Listen,
and let's see what happens.
if I came to Asia, they'd be all over my black ass. They'd be like,
Great.
"Oh my
Great.
god!"
Listen, I will buy your flight if you're down to do that. I will buy your flight. We film for a whole day.
Over.
You can go direct in your English, and I'll speak Chinese, and let's see what happens.
Are you saying Chinese
How's
women?
that?
You saying Chinese women don't fuck black guys?
Listen, just come. I'll pay for your ticket. If you want to do this experiment, we'll run it for 5 hours, no filter, and let's see what happens.
I'll be happy to film it and
go viral
everything.
for sure.
Be like the middleman.
Go to Japan. We'll do it in Japan.
That's hilarious.
That will go viral.
No,
we'll
it's
even
like
let's fucking do it.
in Roppongi. We'll even do it in Roppongi where black guys hang out.
That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. This is funny. But yeah, any other questions, Ice White? As we wrap this up, it's almost going on midnight over here.
No, this has been pretty exciting. You know Mike doesn't know this, but you know what happened last time with the Passport Bros conversation. Mike, is there anything you want to say about Passport Bros?
Anything specific?
What's your take on them? Like, you're in Bangkok right now. There must be a lot of Passport Bros there.
Sure. Actually, I don't see that many like white people. It's kind of just a lot of like Chinese sugar daddies now in Thailand. It's well, look, this is what I think, right? So I think you should get good at dating in the West first. I think you should level up yourself. Once you have self-control, once you have the skill sets, once you understand how to talk to girls, then you can go around the world, do whatever you want, right? So I think a lot of guys, they get themselves in dangerous situations where they don't understand dating dynamics. They go to Colombia and then they get robbed, right? Or they go to like Philippines and they date the lowest quality like province chicks, right? So I do feel like your environment, your social circle is going to dictate your level of growth. If you look at, that's why so many like content creators, business people, they move to Miami, even though it's really expensive. There's just that drive. Everybody's leveling up around you, right? So I think a lot of guys, yeah, they come to Asia, it's a little bit easier, but because there isn't that competitiveness to excel, they just kind of stay as a loser. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I say. Like, learn game in America, learn it in Europe, get your dating handled, right? Learn how to have an online business, and then you want to enjoy traveling. That's cool, right? But I think you know, a lot of these guys in America, they go over to the Philippines. They don't even know they're getting played. Some of these women are like talking to 30 dudes, right? They're just losing money financially. So I think at the end of the day, if you have more game, if you're more developed, you're gonna win anywhere. But I think it's important to level up in the U.S. first, right? So it's the same thing. Like he's been doing game like back home in the U.S. and then you married a Japanese wife, right? Or what was it? Something like that, and that's totally cool. You want to enjoy, yeah, you want to enjoy life afterwards. You've already put in the work, then you can sort of just enjoy. Like, I'm in Thailand, and I see all these fucking losers like going to all these sex districts, and I'm spending an hour working out, doing yoga, working on my business. I can control myself. I have a lot of self-control, right? I'm staying in the nice neighborhoods. I'm away from fucking Khao San Road and Nana District. I'm not involved with all that shit, right? Because I already have my options. I don't need to deal with all that bullshit. And I think a lot of guys in America, when they go over to Thailand, when they go to Philippines, they're only interacting with a certain layer of women, right? Like just the ones, like the uneducated ones that target foreigners. Even like my white friends who live in Bangkok for years, they complain like all the hottest girls in Thailand, like the light-skinned ones, the ones that are half Chinese, they're always dating Asian guys. Like, it's like, if you want to date the highest stratosphere of women in Asia, a lot of them, they kind of don't fuck with foreigners. So, but that doesn't mean you can't meet girls here and there. But what I will say is dating is you're in your own bubble, right? Like if you're dating in Thailand, whatever girls you're getting, that in itself is a filter. That doesn't represent the totality of women, right? I think, for example, a lot of guys have this stereotype of what Thai women are like. But once I met this girl, she works in finance. She's going to Boston for her MBA degree. And she says, like, you know, my day-to-day life, I almost never meet any foreigners, you know? So there's like probably 95% of Thai girls here, they're untapped. They go to school, they go to work, and then they just go home, right? So most guys that are passport bros, they come here, they're only tasting 2% of the city, which is probably also like the 2% that you don't really want to interact with. So that's kind of the dangers of there's tiers of dating, and yeah, get good first, and then travel abroad, and then you get the best of both worlds.
You already know how I feel about passport bros. They a bunch of suckers with no game. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you gotta fucking go anywhere to try to get them in, and you can't get women where you're at, I don't care where you're at in the world. If you can't attract women and thinking, well, let me move over here, you're done. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate that there's a lot of guys who think that, oh, well, I went to Brazil and it was easier over there. And it's like, no, it's not easier. It's just that you can trick on a budget over there. That's basically all it is.
And I'm just going to add something on this. Like, even if you believe you don't need the game to go be a passport bro in Brazil, Thailand, or whatever, you're still going to need to know how to spot the difference between a female Thai woman and a ladyboy, and like these local things that you'll need to know. You'll need to know these kinds of random things about the game. Oh yeah, that's a man. I'm not fucking with that kind of thing. So it's not like you can't just fucking jump over there and think all the problems are solved. You're still gonna have to know the ins and outs, because otherwise you're just gonna get scopolamine in Colombia and fucked in the ass in Thailand.
Yeah, like that Asian guy that went to Colombia, got drugged and ended up getting murdered.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, but he was kind of stupid. I mean, he made so many stupid mistakes. But also another thing, dude, like, you know, Thailand, all these places, it's not a secret anymore because you got a lot of ballers coming over here. You know, you got multimillionaires. You know, I'm meeting guys that are making like 100K a month. They have legit businesses. How are you going to compete with them, right? It's like competition's rising everywhere. You can't just hope that, you know, there's no competition. The easiest way is to level yourself up. Because that, dude, Thailand, these condos, some of these condos start at like 100 million baht. That's like a 1-bedroom condo in Bangkok. It's like starting at $3 million US, you know? So not only do you have e-commerce guys running around with Ferraris, you got the fucking Chinese billionaires, and they're also passport bros, but they're like coming in from somewhere even closer, right? So you got a lot of competition coming in. So, and I've noticed over the last 10 years, Thailand's getting harder. No, it really, I mean, it's still pretty easy for me, but like it's getting way harder for the average guy. Like if you can't cold approach, online dating is really not that great. It's not like what it used to be.
Oh man. So when I first moved to London, there was like we went to like a rooftop, a bunch of us guys, and there was a guy there who used to live in Thailand, and he said, "Want to play a game of Thai roulette?" And I said, "What's that?" And he opened up his Tinder and said, "You have to guess if it's a lady boy or a woman." And he just like swiped. And when we had to guess, is this a lady boy? Is this a woman? And like 50% of the time, there were lady boys. It was like, what the fuck? This was like back in 2017 or some shit. It was like, God damn, that's a difficult fucking game to play. Thai roulette is what it's called. You know, Russian roulette, you might shoot yourself in the head. There's a 1 in 6 chance of that. But a Thai roulette, you got about a 50% chance of getting fucked in the ass if you swipe right in everyone.
That's funny. You know, I'm reading some of the comments here. It's hilarious. This guy said some girl was like cooking him food while I was playing 2K. I mean, you don't have to sacrifice playing 2K. I mean, I've done that too. Some girls cooking me food. I was playing 2K. We're just saying you don't have to sacrifice. Just because you find a good woman doesn't mean that she's not gonna cook you food while you play 2K, right? Or suck your dick while you play 2K. You don't have to. It's not, you know, what is it? Non-exclusive, something like that. You can still find a good woman and you can still play 2K while she cooks for you. What's wrong with that?
Oh yeah, I got a $11,000 5090 sitting at home, so I know all about the video games.
Nice.
Alrighty, shall we get to wrapping this up then? So
yeah, it's about to be that time. I agree.
So I got a question for you guys. I know partially Mike's answer already because we talked about this before. But have you guys had experiences, just something interesting and kind of fun? Have you guys had experiences where maybe you went on a date or something and your date was just completely fucking racist to you? What happened? And like, how did it go? Mike,
really.
You want to start? You told me this one.
Well, no, because I already know what I'm getting myself into before a date. Like I scream pretty hard. Usually I've done a couple of video calls or I follow their stories, but I will say one thing: when you're dating in Latin America, they love to fucking do the ching chong eye shit. But they don't. That was in the last story. They'll do this with their eyes. They don't mean anything. It's not like sometimes they'll do things. It's more out of ignorance than like malicious intent. You know. So, but no, no serious racism.
Yeah, I never had that. Like actually, like I never had a situation where it was like yeah, I've never had any of those things. I mean, the closest was I had a. This was way back in the day. It was like Plenty of Fish, and on the dating app, and her profile said something about she don't mess with black guys. So then, of course, I had to send her a message, and then we had sex.
Yeah.
That's the closest.
Of course. Yeah, it was a shit test, man.
Exactly. I passed her shit test, bro.
God damn it. Aisen, any comment on that?
Yeah, so just out of the, I just want to comment on Mr. Locario's message. I thought you said that you didn't want to fuck with someone who didn't fuck with you. Then why did you message her if she wasn't interested in black guys?
Yeah, because I know that women are full of shit. So meaning like whatever she's saying on there, I know that's not truly
That's
what
game.
Yeah,
That's your passing
but then
shit
like
test.
you just contradicted what you said to Mike. Mike was saying that yeah, sometimes women play hard to get in the beginning, and then you have to understand talk to them a little bit.
No, that's
the same.
no, that's different.
You sent her a dick pic. You
her-
sent her a dick pic, didn't
No,
you?
that's her. No, that's her saying her bullshit on the dating app. It's just like when a woman says no hookups,
Yeah, yeah.
but then you meet her and y'all hook up.
Right.
Women just-
I get you. Yeah, I just wanted to.
She wasn't
understand that a
talking,
little bit.
and the thing, she wasn't talking directly to me. So
Right.
black guys, but then she didn't meet this black guy, and that's my point.
Exactly. I like that.
She has to meet this black guy. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, just wanted to wrap this up by saying, yeah, man, respect everyone that jumped on this call. You know, obviously everyone's got different opinions, but I respect everyone's opinion because it came from your experiences. Now, for me, as far as racism goes, I grew up in Texas, and I went to a school where it's pretty much white, and a lot of people haven't met any Asian guys or have any experience with Asian guys. So it's more so about ignorance than racism. They're like asking me dumb questions. You know, they call me an Oriental, but it's really about not knowing. So not really with intent of harm.
How about a Oriental? Yeah, if you get played a lot.
That'd be fun.
Right.
That's funny.
Get a super chat here. Jay Walker 07. The best woman I ever had sex with was Asian. Lol. Nice try, Mike. They love us secretly. BBC Club rules.
I love it.
Oh man, this is being a tremendous. I didn't know how this debate was going to go because you guys don't really know each other. I think Aisen and Mr. Locario had a crossover episode one time, but
he's the most wholesome.
Yeah,
this was fun. This was fun.
This is really fun.
A good guy.
All love,
Hire
all respect.
Aisen
Though.
if you're looking for a wholesome wife. He's the guy for you.
There we go. Alrighty, thanks. I was gonna say beautiful guys. Am I turning gay? What the fuck's happening to me? What's going on? Someone's doing something. What the fuck? Anyway, I don't know. I get more retarded as the live streams go on for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, thanks you guys for you beautiful guys for coming on with this beautiful discussion about Ladyboys and Chinese sugar daddies in Thailand. Wonderful, useful stuff, you know. This is like the first light. Oh my god, is that the guy who shit himself?
Everyone's drunk over there, I guess.
What the fuck? I want to know what his game is like. What the fuck? It's a Chinese sugar
passport bro from UK.
Oh man. Oh man.
Cool here, like nobody uses the amenities here. It's usually pretty empty.
That's crazy.
They were too busy with whatever. Let's stop these fucking jokes, man. I'm going crazy. Anyway, this is the first live stream where we actually started early, so that's actually pretty crazy. You guys are doing us a favor with your high competence levels, so I highly appreciate that. Thanks, guys, for coming in. Check out their stuff. I'll just say for Mike, because he's a bit harder to reach, there's a link in the description. So if you want to check out his stuff, just jump into there and see whatever other links are in the description.
Oh yeah, let me promote real quick before we go, because
yeah, go ahead.
you guys should go to, make sure you go to badboymembership.com. Bad Boy Membership is where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. So make sure you guys go to badboymembership.com, and also go to shop Locario, SHOP, Locario.com, so you can get my programs, my books, and my the coaching program too. We have an online dating consultation coaching with myself and my girl, and we're going to teach you the right pictures to put up, the right things to say in your bio, and also the right messages to send to get dates fast. You feel what I'm saying? So hit us up.
Boom, boom, boom. Any other final comments before we close?
It was a lot of fun. You had a lot of I think we actually agree on a lot of things, Mr. Locario. I think it just
I'd say half.
But it was a fun debate. It was very entertaining. I had a lot of fun.
It's always good to hear different sides of things, man. I think this is, and that's what I appreciate about Ice White, man, because you bring a lot of different people together so we can have this type of conversation, you know what I'm saying? And people, resonate with what they resonate with. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah. And that's my justification for these racist panels and debates. But yeah, keep saying that. It's just people don't do this stuff before, so it's fun to do. Yeah, there we go. Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. That's nice to have you here. I used to have Jackie Chan's autograph, actually.
I was like, Ice White ain't shit. He up here always doing some racist shit. I was like, what the? And I didn't even realize it to my girl. She was like, wait, did he put you guys as Rush Hour? I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize that. That's crazy.
Click effective clickbait, guys. We're all gonna appreciate it someday.
I should have told Mike. I should have been like, do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? That's what I should have told
you. Who are you? I am you. What is your name? You. No, he is you and I am me. Man, that's like the funniest thing I ever fucking seen. Anyway, I used to have Jackie Chan's autograph. I lost it maybe. But another fun fact, I used to date Canadian Chinese woman, and a fun little fact about her was she had dinner with Xi Jinping. So it was like, holy shit, that's some crazy shit right there. So that was pretty interesting. But anyway, yeah, that's enough from today. Popcorn, if you guys are watching this even after the live stream, send me a photo of you eating popcorn with like the debate in the background. I'm gonna give one person who does this best 1 month for free coaching because I fucking feel like it. So fuck it. And catch you guys on the other side. Thanks for jumping in. And how the fuck do I end this thing again?
Cheers.
Looking forward to the clips, the reels.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought you said eclipse. There's a lunar eclipse happening in like 1 hour. So yeah, I gotta check that.
All right, y'all. So I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Y'all be safe, man.
Take care.
Alrighty.
I'm down to
catch you guys on
if you guys want to.
Oh yeah, go ahead. What you saying?
I'm down to chat with you after the stream if you have any.
I
don't know, some high level stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave. Take care, guys.
Alrighty.
Yo. That was a lot of fun, man. Thanks for reminding me.